Yo, 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 yo. Y'all already know what's going on, man. We in the building. We in the building. Kid Money, are you in the building?
They told me I was.
All right. D Bass, are you in the building?
Present.
Hey, all right. Daily, are you in the building?
You see me.
Hey, Daily got that when you try to be nice, but you still pissed off. You be like, hey, so do you want something to eat? I mean, I can eat.
You hear my stomach.
It ain't you. You can hear my stomach? Am I alive? Don't I need to eat? You need to eat.
That's me like a motherfucker.
Well, I don't want none of yours.
I know. You like, shit, I'm gonna get some. I mean, do it look like I eat that? Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Hey, God damn it. Before I go on, cause we got a lot of things to do. We gotta just address the elephant in the room. And you know me, I've never been the one to shy out of anything. Kid Money, can you tell me why you dress like an Arabian prince?
I was gonna ask.
Like Black Aladdin? Anybody got any other more jokes?
I said dashiki.
Dashiki?
But I was heard it was a garment.
Yeah, you look like Mustafa Ali.
You look like you really know the earth flat.
I like that. That was good.
You look like you eat cereal with no fork or spoon.
Hey, I don't eat cereal.
You look like
with
you
a
could
spoon.
levitate.
I eat cereal with a fork.
You like you sleep on carpets.
I love sleeping on carpet.
Oh, he
It's
look like he
kinda
got a
fun.
flying carpet.
He eat carpet?
No, flying
She
carpet.
said
Like
no,
a
carpet
I mean, we're
mushroom.
getting
I'm
it.
just
You
like-
like you see blue people.
I'm getting it all out. You know,
I'm
just get
sorry.
it all
I
out.
was like, ARS.
You like you rub bases.
What?
It's called a garment.
A garment? Is it an undergarment? I'm trolling.
It's for the Hebrew people. All of you guys, and make sure real quick. Some of y'all look a little whitish. All of you guys in here, man. This for the Hebrew people, man. You know, I want to give a big shout out to the person who made it. You know, because these are fringes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These is fringes.
Handmade.
This is what this is. But I ain't.
Hold on, do the pants go with it? It's a nice outfit.
It is.
Yeah,
You know, it's
hands
quality.
go with it.
This shit fine.
I feel real immature now about my jokes all of a sudden.
I thought the pants go with it.
Yeah.
It's quality. It's clean. It's clean.
Look warm.
That's what I'm gonna dress my young king in, man. You know
Aw.
what I'm saying? Got talk like them folks from Brooklyn.
Yeah. He gonna get a whole lot of girls too. Cause you know, folk be like, what you got on? That's a
Right.
conversation
Can I
starter.
touch it? Let me
And
grab-
touch
what's
it.
the quality?
Oh, you got tassels at the end of it. They gonna be flicking it.
Hey, so do women really be like, can I touch it?
Yeah.
Oh no! You wrong for that.
Unless you don't like germs.
Nah, that was a setup. That was a setup.
Hey, record them saying that first. Can I touch it? Well, it's there, isn't it, David?
Hey, you know?
Isn't it? I mean, it's not gonna touch itself.
Yeah.
All right, guys, man. First off, shout out to Kid Money, man, for being an awesome icebreaker, man.
Yeah.
What's going on in your world, D-Bass? What's happening?
Man, it's 2021, just like everybody else.
Woo, woo!
I woke up like, no more coronavirus. No, I'm just kidding.
And I know everybody did.
Feeling like that.
And shut down.
All right, so, man, have everything else been smooth?
Yes, been doing a lot of reflecting. I told y'all that's where my journey is.
Yeah.
Just growing spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Yo, I have a New Year's resolution, y'all, and I don't normally make them. I'm trying to gain 10 pounds. I've been
Okay.
trying to gain 10 pounds for a long time.
Okay, I'm right there with you.
Yes,
Okay.
and so I'm like, this year I'm gonna do it.
All right, we're
I'm-
gonna do it.
I'm gonna give myself a pound a month.
Hey, we need to be workout buddies and some shit.
Right.
You
Because
know
muscle
how
weight
you
more
know
than
you're
that.
successful is when you got women on your show that have a problem gaining weight.
Yes, yes.
Success is the small things. Rest of the world, you know. Rest
Those
of us,
are real problems, though. Our metabolism is just a little bit different, and I don't.
You said your what?
My metabolism.
You sounded like me for 2 minutes.
My metabolism is fast. Like I ain't got no. I just need to just get back on it.
Yeah.
Right,
That's all.
yeah.
You know.
But I was ashamed of wanting to gain weight for a long time because a lot of people like, oh, you know.
But not trying to be funny. You have a really nice shape. I don't know what the fuck you trying to gain weight for, but hey, kudos to you.
Yeah, that shit gonna look nice.
Like it's gonna look nice, but
I'm
it
trying
already.
to fill out. Yeah.
Hey,
I'm trying to fill out.
It look nice
Look at his
already.
face, look.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, do that shit.
I don't give a damn. I just need a buddy. I need a pound buddy.
No, I am because like I eat like intermittent fasting, and when I practice that, I drop weight really quickly, and it's just I don't really like the.
So you feel like you've been losing weight?
Yeah, I have been. So
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that, man. Miss Daly, what's going on in your world?
You know, like she said, it's a new year. You know, daily working on daily.
Can I ask y'all a question about that?
Yes, sir.
Why does the new year start when everything dies?
Honestly, I feel like my New Year start every day I wake up. Every day I wake up, I treat that like New Year's resolution. You're not supposed to wait until New Year's to try to fix stuff and improve and things like that. True. That's supposed to be every day. And if you ain't gonna do it every day, at least do it on your birthday.
Well, I mean,
or
like,
something. Make everything but New Year's your New Year.
I mean, like the plants and stuff. You know what I mean? Like when everything starts dying. You know.
I mean, it's a time to live, it's a time to die. I mean, there's the beginning, there's the end. Hell, I mean, that's the best way I could put it. I don't know.
But see, I believe the New Year used to be in March.
I did too. I was gonna say that.
And they used to do New Year like basically when
That would make sense when everything grows again.
when everything grows.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the Bible in the Old Testament, that's when it talks about like the New Year as well.
starts.
Yeah.
Wow. Kid, what's going on in your world other than blowing people's minds on the regular?
Man, I just enjoy being around y'all, man. That wasn't for the camera people out there. That was just for them. So just want people to know that.
Yeah, that's what I meant to mention. One thing I was grateful for with the year was moving forward with you guys.
Yeah,
You guys were a big addition to my 2020, so I look forward to my 2021 with y'all. You know.
I concur.
I'm I call Cat.
You said that earlier.
I'm not capping.
No. I was making fun
No,
of
he's
her.
making fun of me because he said that earlier, but.
No. Oh, you heard me earlier?
Yes, I heard you when you said that earlier, but then you gonna make it sound like I'm just.
No, I was making fun of you because, like, on the last show, when you and Kid Money was going against each other, he had said something, and you was like, Cat! I caught Cat!
Oh,
No!
I remember that.
I said that shit like being the lawyer wrong. Excuse me, I object. No! Cat! I don't object!
They need to add that to the vocabulary.
They do. They should, of course.
Cap.
Cap.
His ass is all cap.
Cap in the court!
Yeah.
No. But Daly, man, we appreciate you, man. We actually brought the year in here, some of us, and it was super duper cool.
Was that shade?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Oh,
Go ahead.
No, it wasn't shade at all.
No shade.
No, I'm joking. No. But we brought the year here, man, and when I first came in, I was like, wow, it was a dud, right? The promotion wasn't as great as some of my other stuff. It was like 2 people in here, and I was one of the 2. But, I was going to just call an audible and say, forget it. But I was like, you know what, man, I'm going to stay. I don't need to be around 80 million people anyway. Some people showed up, and, usually me, I'd be like, damn, man, I got to fuck. But I'm just going to relax and let everybody find themselves. Because we all here. You know what I mean? Whether people regret it or not, we all here. And I felt like we made it best smooth, not too much, not too little time. And it just kind of like solidified what I feel about this decade. I feel like this decade is going to be when you don't try so hard, God going to put everything else together for you. You just got to manage it.
I received that
Just
right
that
there.
right there, man. Just trying to be in control. Just let it go.
That's true.
But I'm just loving this show, man. I just want to tell y'all. In February, Cool TV will be a full year. So February we'll be celebrating as a team. Y'all know we got to show a lot of love for the home field. Clap up.
Yeah.
The good people in here, man. That was a quick clap. Look at
Quick clap.
But I definitely want to shout out Jay Hyfe, man, for helping me out with the intro.
Appreciate it.
So I can't wait to have a show where I have a bunch of people in the audience and I do that to them. But like, give it up. Daly's on, okay?
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway, guys, all right.
You
But yes,
But how you doing?
I'm doing good. You know, making it.
Everybody
It was
know.
so horrible. This is something crazy. 2020 has been such a horrible year. The last 6 hours, I randomly told myself, AR, now drive extremely slow. You don't want to be the motherfucker that dies 2 hours before 2020.
It's not funny, but
It's horrible, but I literally thought that. I said, hey, AR, Lord, please don't be the guy that almost made it. It's like,
No.
I did, like, and that's a horrible joke, but I literally told myself that. I was like, bro, be careful. Every step of the way, watch your back. Talk to God, let God watch over me, let me make it. And it's horrible, but it's feel good to say, because, you know, I made it. Unless I'm in, like, purgatory.
I wouldn't be there with you, so you good.
Okay.
Yeah, we are.
Shit.
We
Just
are.
saying.
Damn. That was good. Wow. Shit.
Usually her voice cracks when she tell a joke. That voice didn't crack.
That shit was
I
real.
wouldn't.
She was
I
like,
wouldn't.
hey,
That
man.
was a joke.
She said,
She
nah,
kind of
nigga,
felt
wake
like
up.
she was telling you.
Nah, nigga, wake up. Your
Wake up,
sins
you
be
dead.
your sins. I won't be there.
Just saying.
That's how you measure hell. Where's Brittany?
No.
No! She's down on the list. No! Sorry. All right.
That's such a bad joke.
That's horrible. That's why people hate us as millennials. All right. So you was gonna do the monologue,
No, I thought Daly's here.
huh?
Daly's here.
What you talking about?
Daily never do a monologue. I feel like this was a monologue, and I wanted to be said. Do you feel
What
like
you wrote?
saying
Do
these
you wanna-
beautiful words?
What words?
The one you said you.
The topics about your feelings about 2020.
Oh, you want me to read it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Would
Where's
you like
that?
my phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good.
Are you
It's just
comfortable
in the
reading it?
beginning.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Okay, so
That's public school questions. That's what I asked myself.
Well,
Are
no,
you
'cause-
comfortable reading?
No, that's not public school.
No.
It was more so like she wasn't expecting to. You had asked me, and I didn't want to feel like she was forced.
I'm not
to.
talking about you, sweet. I'm talking about, listen,
Huh?
ask me, am I comfortable reading? Nigga, no. every time I'm like, are you comfortable reading? I'm like, no. Actually, I'm not.
I was gonna make a really bad joke, and I was gonna say, "Are you comfortable talking?"
No. Absolutely not. Just happen to be good at it. Which shows how funny the Lord is. So,
but I'm comfortable. I mean, whoever want to read it. Okay.
no, you go.
Okay,
Shut the hell up.
so I guess this will be more so like a reflection of 2020. But okay, so 2020 was about purging ourselves of old lifestyles, habits, perspectives, and people. It was about confronting, accepting, and fixing your inner flaws and preparing ourselves for new territory in the realms of our desires and prayers. It also prepped us for the new adaptations needed to be made in the world. Would you disagree? I like that.
I know it.
I like that right there. I like that. That's a new
Anyway.
boom. That's a little new boom sound.
Wait,
I like
before
that.
anybody answer, I just noticed how like y'all's heads went down like it was a prayer. Or was you looking at something on your laptop? But I don't know, like kid head just went down. It
We're
was like
studying.
real respectful.
We're studying.
I think
Okay,
they
okay.
were reading. I think they were following.
Okay, my bad.
But I feel you.
2021, I'm not going to be
y'all.
doing this with you.
Why
I'm
not?
not going to be doing this with you.
Can I do a side note real quick?
Yeah, do a side
Just a
note.
real quick
Save
side
us,
note.
kid.
This ain't gonna be for us. It's gonna be for the audience.
This is
Okay,
for the niggas.
okay.
All right, I do want to say something real quick because 2021 is here and I can't wait. I've been waiting for this year. This is my favorite year right here. This is the fucking time. I've already read up on this year for 2 years.
Oh,
This is my shit. Did y'all see the little hand sign I just did? This is my shit. Now I do want to let y'all know something.
Gang banging on.
I do want to let y'all know something. And yes, the hand sign was on purpose. I do want to let y'all know something that on a little side note. High Freemasons die ritual deaths. They're afforded ritual deaths.
okay.
And some people have to learn what numbers and numerology is when it comes to Freemasons. And the reason why I'm bringing all this stuff up, because you guys talking about 2020, and I can't fucking wait, because y'all about to see a lot of deaths that are going to be ritualistic. Shout out to Chad Boseman. Whatever his name is, Boswick. You know, I don't got anything against dude, but 42, I already knew what that meant. I knew what the reason why they named that movie 42.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of shit y'all for to see. So,
Was Kobe Bryant's death ritualistic?
absolutely.
Okay.
2 rituals. Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
His-
I mean, because I heard about the dates that he died and how,
Oh my-
the time, all that.
And where he died at Del Corona Del Mar.
Oh wow.
You
Okay.
know. So yeah, when you're a high level Mason, you're awarded a high ritualistic death. Prince, all of them. Michael was just talking a little too much. But I just want to throw that little side note. I ain't gonna stick on that because we're talking about 2020, 2021, and Agenda 2021. You guys should read up on it. They've already told us what's gonna happen this year, and I'm ready for it.
I don't even know how to
Segue from that.
segue from that, so I'm just gonna move on. No, I'm joking. That's some real junk, and I'm looking to hear a lot more about that, man. This show, we ain't gonna shy away from how we feel, how we see things. We ain't gonna shy away from the real. We're gonna tell it. John Ossoff, Vulture Ossoff, Kamala Mala.
Vote Warsaw.
Is it?
I mean,
What's his name?
well, no, Warnock and Ossoff. So I
Yeah.
put them together.
Yeah.
Warsaw.
I think they're together now.
I don't know what the fuck.
I think they stopped doing the campaign of two different dudes, and now it's just both.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna
Well,
show
yeah,
y'all
that's
how
supposed
ignorant
to.
I was. My mom was like, "Who you voting for?" I was like, "Well, I gotta read up on both of them because I gotta vote for the right one." She was like, "They're going for two different positions." I was like, "Oh, okay."
No, they're on the same ticket, which you
No, they were on the
never
same ticket, but I thought they were up for the same.
No,
position.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't know.
No, they just basically they're just applying for jobs that need each other.
I already voted, but yeah, I
Okay,
figured
who
it.
did you vote for?
Straight Democrat.
It's horrible.
I want us to get the Senate so we can get that $2,000 stimulus check.
It's people already sending it.
No, they got the 600, but the
2,000.
2,000 passed in the House,
shit
and if the
sounds
Senate
like-
is Democratic, then they will.
It just sounds like, all right.
Personally,
Well, you know, whatever happens.
Yeah.
You know, it's like watching, an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. I've seen it before, and I just can't keep accepting how awful this movie's gonna be.
Real quick, you guys,
Go
for
ahead.
our viewers, they want to know. YouTube live, right?
YouTube
At
Live.
Soul Diverse. What's our Instagram again? At Soul_Diverse or
Yes.
something like that.
Where they want to find the show?
Yeah, they want to not be on Instagram.
Go to Cool Telly YouTube.
All right.
Cool Telly.
Speaking of cool, Telly, DG, if you watching it, it's a little cold right now.
Oh,
I'm sorry, my nose is getting red.
you got that
Telly.
thin ass turtleneck. All right, guys.
So that's on. Just put Cool Telly on
Put
YouTube.
Cool Telly. Put Cool Telly. All right, guys.
There's a
Let
person
me.
with a hoodie and a jacket on, and it's 64 degrees outside. Just saying. Next, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You was rudely interrupted.
It's gonna be like some new light skinned people next week.
I'm sure. You know, everybody say we irreplaceable. Or not replaceable.
I'm finna say. nah, it's all right. All right. First of all, we in a new decade. Her, and I'm pretty happy, pretty ready. Want to see what we're gonna go on with it. Do you guys have faith in Biden besides kid money? Because we trying to give him all the tools.
Oh, the president. Okay.
Yeah, that guy that won the presidency
Sorry.
back in November,
Right.
the 29th.
Sorry.
That nigga became the president on Christmas Day. God damn. All right, do y'all got faith in Biden? I just want to know.
I'm sorry. I just feel like it's the Harris administration. You know, we'll see how long he lasts. He a little old.
Damn, y'all niggas go so hard, man. All right, man. Let me just jump and say this right here, man. I've actually said this before, but I want to ask everybody. The mark of the beast. Are you guys so that it is the vaccine, or is it possible?
Did you take that off?
Or is it possible that we already have these chips? We already have the mark of the beast. Do you think it's the vaccine, or do you think,
I don't think I have a chip. I just seen some X-rays of myself.
Okay.
I didn't think that's detected.
Okay.
I have thought that the vaccine was a chip, but yeah.
Now, what I mean by already have the chip, and me and Kid kind of touched on this before. I believe, and I have a theory, that the mark of the beast, the chip, we already have. At this point, it's virtually hard to get away from these.
That's true.
Your day is pretty much ruined if you leave it at home.
Yep.
I mean, it's nothing. Everything you can do is in here. You can't remember no numbers these days. Your whole life is really in here.
Yeah.
What if this is they're just going to make this more accessible to you. iPhones is kind of pretty much free. People don't even steal phones anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Wait, I haven't left mine anywhere for it to be stolen,
All
so I
right,
don't
but
know.
phones is basically free now.
Okay. Oh wait, how? I'm sorry.
No.
What do you mean free?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, even back in the day, you used to pay like $5 something for our phone. Now they give you that credit jump, and you just gonna switch it once a new iPhone come out. So most people, like, especially like kids, they pay about like $80 to $100 for whatever come out, and they just let you keep switching.
But you
So
still paying that fee though.
you pay a small fee for
$20 a month.
Yeah, along with your account,
Right.
which account to be free. That's what Jay-Z was saying with, I pay this, but they pay me through that, so I'm basically living tax-free. That's when, like, you're paying something, but you was going to pay it anyway. Like, you was going to pay it anyway. You was going to pay to use the iPhone anyway.
Yeah.
So, it's not like you're paying all right, a PS5 is what, like 9 something right now, right?
I don't know.
So, about 9 something.
Okay.
You're paying all of that. With the new iPhone 12 right now, I can get it for $50. And yes, I can spend 2 years paying it off. I really won't, because I'm gonna trade it in when they get a new one. They're gonna give me a free upgrade. I'm gonna trade it in and do the exact same thing. So it's basically free. Like, that's why niggas don't really like to steal phones. Like, if they can't like get in it, it's no point.
Not sure.
So they have made this very popular thing very accessible. You know what I mean? What if I don't know how y'all think about it, but I see niggas struggle to get cars and living, but I don't see nobody struggle to get the new phone.
No, you're right. That's true.
So it's just like, what if this can tell me if I'm looking for some shoes on one site, they all pop up on another site. If I'm talking to you about Pepsi, this phone starts showing Pepsi commercials.
That's the target advertising.
I was talking about Twilight the other day, and then Breaking Dawn on Prime Videos was playing.
No, I got one up for you. I've been looking at pillows because I want a pillow that has better support. I'm used to seeing the ads in my phone, but I was watching a YouTube video. Why did the YouTube load up commercial was about pillows? That's kind of weird to me, because I thought those was preset.
Oh, exactly.
But they not.
That means somebody's working right there.
Or the algorithm is, yeah.
Like, how do Google work? Like, what if I type a thing and there's a room with computers and there's a person there to give you this knowledge? Because Google's not even in China.
No.
So Google is a thing, and Google employs millions of people. To do what? So it can't run itself. I mean, these are the people giving you like information.
Well, no. I mean, they build the algorithm, and then the algorithm learns about you as you input information into it.
What you call it?
Yeah. But I'm saying that's basically on.
But you're saying that people work on that.
Your market, yeah.
Yes,
But I'm saying, this is a job.
This is a sad reality. You're disappointing me. I mean, depressing me. Because
Oh,
I'm not going to give up the phone. Like, I'm not.
The phone's not the mark of the beast at all.
Thank you. See, okay. Now I can talk about this a little bit better. I can talk about that a little bit better.
You ready?
Okay.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't like when you say it like that.
Because I'm going to tell you about what the mark
But
of
your
the beast
eyes
is.
just make me feel like I should trust you, but I'm scared of what you're going to tell me. Go ahead.
Before I tell you the mark of the beast is, I'm going to tell you what it means when people kind of warm you up to something. Your phone is a warm-up, basically. Just warm you up to a lot of stuff. Just like the masks are just warming you up to another system that you're going to follow. The mark of the beast, the word beast, is it relates to the system. So you're getting the mark of the system, right? So check this out. Just listen to this real quick. Revelation 13:16. He causes all, both small, great, rich, poor, free, slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads, that no one may buy or sell except who has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. A little further. Let him who understands calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666. The reason I did this. The reason your president talks like this, the reason Barack talks like this, they have certain agendas they have to put out. So the mark of the beast is not here yet, because the mark of the beast is a situation where you can't buy or sell without it. Your phone, you can leave your phone at home, not ever have a phone, and still be able to buy or sell. See, when you say things like the chip seems more closer, because it's going to be a situation where it's going to be the new system. Everybody's going to have it. And if you don't have it, you won't be able to buy or sell at that point. So this is the first time people, you got a lot of African spiritual people, and I'm going to be honest, giving out a lot of disinformation, all that bullshit about, oh, the black man is 666, it means 6 election. That shit is bullshit. Bullshit. It ain't ever happened that way. And most African spiritualists are bullshit. I don't play that African game. That's the reason I always tell people, learn who you is. Because if you either walk around saying, well, 666 is a good thing, but then, before I go a little deeper, let me just say a little small part. I don't understand motherfuckers that will work with the Bible 1 minute and then go back to African spiritualism next. We're our own God, but did you also know that the Bible said this? Why bring it in there anymore?
Why you sound like Kumar?
Shit, it might be like that. It sound familiar.
Dr. Kumar? Dr. Umar?
Dr. motherfucking Umar. That bitch ass nigga right there. That bitch ass. First of all, listen to the name. I already told everybody out there, the name Pan is not a good name. All right? So he's a Pan-African. What does that mean?
For new listeners, can you break down where...
Y'all tell me. Yeah, tell me what Pan-African is. Because I know all these African spiritualist niggas going to pop up in my comments talking that bullshit. So I'm just going to state that part right there. It's not the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast is coming. So it's on the way. They got to be able to sell you on it.
You think that we would see it in our lifetime?
Absolutely.
I think it's the debit cards with the chip that's in it. I mean, because the way you was explaining about it, saying it, the way that they keep printing money, the way that Trump has printed money in his presidency, I feel like as soon as Biden gets into office, they're going to talk about the deficit. Because they haven't talked about the deficit the whole time, but they did the whole time Barack was in office. They always do that when it's a Democrat in office. So there's a lot of places now that don't accept cash anymore because they say it's a change shortage or something like that going on. So I think they're going to eliminate cash, and the only currency is going to be our credit card, debit card. And then that chip is in there, and I don't know, eventually but you can't buy or sell without no money.
Somebody said our social security number is our mark of the beast.
Wrong.
Wrong. Well, your social security number is just a business thing. Do you want to explain this?
I mean, yeah, that's same place. Yeah, that's
Whoever said something about the social security number.
Yeah, social
He said the
security.
red numbers on the back of your SSN all equate to 666. I forgot the formula, but
like
it
that.
is.
You know.
Hey, I'm passing on your information.
Yeah.
He said you're right. It is a business
That's
thing.
a good stretch. Yeah, it's a business thing. It just, honestly, it's just as simple as keeping your workers
called stock and bonds
in line to trade and whatnot and do whatnot. That's all it was. The people wouldn't even know about this until they got the information, but like nobody was able to break it down to us because we wasn't supposed to know. The information was before you're born, they already guarantee that you're going to generate this much. So they basically said, hey, we're a population that don't tell people they can't make 5 kids. So we guarantee that, you feel what I'm saying, if you create this business, we're going to get these many people to work on it. We can like guarantee that we're going to buy this many of this or that and that. So in your lifetime, you're a $1 billion woman at this point. So when you was born, they already told somebody that you're going to already work off this debt. From your consuming to, you know what I mean, you're working to what you do. You make your living make other people billionaires like over a lifetime.
Now I understand racism in America.
Break it down to us.
Well, okay, so if you automatically assume by how much somebody is going to make or earn in their lifetime, then when a black male is born, you assume that they're not going to make any money, so you want to institutionalize them so that you can make back your profit off of them, because otherwise you think that they're going to be a degenerate their whole life. White people have privilege because when historically, you know, they're going to start businesses. They're going to be entrepreneurs.
I disagree. I call Cap.
Okay. Why? Go ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, just a little piece of
I
that
just
right
wanna
there
call Cap on
with the privilege thing. People got, and when I say people, I ain't talking about you. The word white privilege and all that is a slogan. You know what I'm saying? It's a slogan term. people have to realize that so-called white people are in their rulership. When you're in your rulership, not everybody's gonna be equal. You only empower your people that are in that rulership. So when we was in our rulership, we wasn't giving them no power. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying on that part right
I like
there.
that perspective.
And this is what I would say. I would say this right here.
When y'all done, I got somebody to say something.
Okay. This is what I said. I'm gonna make it really short so we can get the people in. It's just like the game of basketball. It's dominated by black people, right? But if you let black people do everything, we're gonna push everybody else out. That's just the game of the game. America is basically black people is gonna find a way to dominate something, so white people are gonna find a way to
Oppress us.
control it, to keep rules, guidelines. So even if you make money on this court, you still have to make somebody else a billionaire before you become a millionaire.
That makes sense.
So that's basically America. That fence. Sorry.
I'm just gonna read this real quick. I
Maybe
don't
you
know.
can
One of
talk
y'all
to people.
comments. This last one. He said the Jewish bank owns everyone, and we belong to the bank in Switzerland, and that bank is owned by the Beast, or AKA the Illuminati.
Absolutely.
Which owns everything. If you don't believe the Beast, you have no identity, which you cannot buy or sell anything with any government hat requires credit, which requires a SSN number or credit to purchase anything.
I disagree with only two parts.
He said we could debate about this all day, but I can provide facts.
No, you can provide.
Well, I can provide the book where it came from.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Like the book doesn't change.
I can also I can literally show you like searches of a unicorn.
Right.
I can show you a book that like tells you that they once walked the earth.
Right.
That's just writing. Some of this stuff is just so speculating, and some of it can be so simple that we just over-thoroughlize it over time. But
Over-thoroughlize it.
Over-thoroughlize it.
What is that? What does that mean?
That's when you exaggerate. That's when you
I feel like you made that up, but okay.
I heard Pop say that and I liked it.
Okay.
You know, when you say you over-thoroughlize it, you're over-throwing it.
No.
Now he's saying it's the social security number, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The red numbers on the back.
Okay. Let me say something. Okay, on this part. This is the Bible, right? I'm not even being funny. I'm being real. This is the Bible, so there's no way to confuse this. Listen to this part again. Okay. Okay.
Okay. After that, I'm listening to you.
To receive a mark. Is a mark a piece of writing? I'm not getting that. A mark. Something. It's gonna be physical, right? So they're gonna receive a mark on their right hand or their foreheads. One thing about people that I once again is usually African spiritualists. They like to read the Bible the way they want to read it. It's just paraphrasing. I'm not paraphrasing. I'm giving the exact word. So they'll say what it's saying is it's a metaphor.
Yeah.
Well, only Jesus really spoke in parables.
Yeah.
So I'm not understanding. Yeah, I'm with you though.
No, I'm listening. No, I just was just showing them that, kind of so they can know who they were talking to.
I'm trying.
Now I don't understand what. I guess he's just trying to be funny. Somebody said, okay, well the same guy said your SSN number is the checking number, the red numbers on the back of your card that no one seems to know what they're on here for or what they're for. But what's the routing number? Ask any Mason. I don't know. Then somebody said y'all niggas is over
over-thoroughlize. Say the word.
Sterilizing.
Thank you.
There you go.
Over-thoroughlize.
He said,
see?
Is that a word?
So
No,
look,
it's not. That's the nigga saying.
that nigga said, so somebody gonna try to tell me that SpaghettiOs are a social construct created to identify or objectify the apartment complexes leasing systems to control tenants from doodling. He's like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? I
don't know where that came from, but I love it. Who is that?
My brother.
I appreciate that. What the hell is SpaghettiOs anyway?
is
Nigga, they'll figure that out.
Ew.
I've been eating that and said, man, mama, I don't think this is right.
Let me add one more thing. November 1936 is when the mark of the beast started, right? November 1936 was the first social security number.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened before then?
We didn't have
So we didn't have mark of the beast back then, guys. Before 1936, which is how many years before I was born? That's not even 100. Okay.
Right.
So you got to explain that part to me. Like I'm saying, if you're saying the social security is the mark of the beast just because you get it when you're born, that's not a mark. That's
Hey, Hey, yo, tell your guy, tell him at anytime. We're accepting all challenges. And if you got opinion and if you feel like you want to be heard, then you contact Daily and you get on the show. All right? You get on the show. All right? We open. Yeah!
November 6, 1936 was the first time they ever made you have to have Social Security cards or
My
even
money
numbers.
on kid.
I don't know about that, guys.
All right, guys.
I feel like I should say, like you got served.
He said it was a system.
I feel like
So if it's a system
It's a
and it
system
started
like
in
this.
1936, then you mean everybody before 1936 didn't get the mark of the beast?
Okay, so nobody. Y'all heard that, right?
I'm just wondering.
sharing
Hey,
the
how does that
table.
work?
Tell them to get on the show.
I'm
Talk to
just
Daily. We get the days straight. Get on the show.
It's like
we
me
gonna keep
saying, you know what? Our phones was that, and then I go back and say it again.
He said slaves had numbers marked on them.
What were the numbers?
What were the numbers? Come on with it. Let us know.
What were they at? What was these numbers?
He said it's just
Because you
an
sound
updated-
real Masonic right now. This
You-
sounds
you
like some
said
shit
it's
I
an
heard
updated
Mason
system.
tell me.
So what kind of slaves did the numbers have marked
What do
on
they
them?
have?
Let us know.
Well, and one more thing, and I need you to also allude to this. Also, let me know the numbers, and also let me know about the blacks in Britain. What numbers did they have?
You gotta use your hands when you
Numbers in Black and Britons, you heard them.
All the blacks in Britain, all the kings and the rulers in Britain, what numbers did they have? Because they weren't slaves.
Yeah.
It's getting confusing a little bit, man.
Y'all heard what he said.
And also, let me also give you something called pseudoscience, all right? When you have to do all that explaining right there, that's a pseudoscience, okay? All this stuff you have to explain to me. If I'm just telling you something, I just read the book. If I tell you what it is, it says Mark. I can't go no
He
further
said,
than Mark.
I don't know the numbers, but when they would leave the fields, they had numbers to identify who got belonged
Well,
to.
hey, look, when I go into a club, I got a number and a ticket to get in. All right, that's the mark of the beast too.
All right, y'all. Go back to y'all corners. We gotta move on in our show.
Hey, you know what, GB? You should really come get on the show.
Hey, and
GB
also
will
let
be
them
in
know-
Atlanta in the next couple days. You probably should come get on the show.
Also,
one
let
time.
them know it ain't no beef
No,
kind
they
of
know
shit.
that.
Oh, yeah.
No, but you
don't want people,
two
yeah.
are very like analytical and shit. Like
Yeah.
you guys will be really
Analytical.
Shout out to the
Over-opinionated.
Yeah.
It's
You should
diverse.
come on the show one day.
But I ain't gonna lie,
It's
that did
only
sound a little
entertainment.
Masonic. I ain't gonna lie.
No, you should get on the show. He said we are
It's
slaves.
only
Of course we're
entertainment.
slaves. We know that.
Well, we all slaves. I ain't gonna lie
All
about
right,
that. You're
guys.
right about that.
Hey, so we're gonna keep it trucking, keep it bucking. I love the energy though. I love it.
I don't know how they ever got on that subject from
Oh.
2020.
Hey man, shout out to 2021.
It's coming.
We in the building. Sorry, y'all. All right, man. So this one right here was wrote by another brave young lady that sent this in. Kids today, what are your thoughts? Do the kids have it more easier today? Pros and cons about the technology of the kids today. I think I paraphrased. Sorry.
Bless you, bless you.
It is not Corona. I knew it was coming.
Oh shit!
Can't
Oh
even sneeze.
Oh shit!
Sneeze, it was around. Hold your breath. Hold your
Shit.
kids.
How's your kids? How's your wife?
I be feeling guilty sneezing.
Right.
I'd rather poop than sneeze.
Nigga, please, just fart. Please.
I'd rather just pass gas than sneeze.
Nigga, fart.
Nigga be in a sneeze like, oh no, I ain't about to get this job. Be like, listen, you'll be making 4,000 a week, sir. You know what you think about it? I think I love. You know what? Positions failed.
That's
We
funny.
no longer need you around. Get out of here.
It's so laughing.
Y'all can pull up and get on there. Y'all can't make us lose our sanity. That's what this is. That's what we're here for. We can challenge any theories, any knowledge. Come on with it.
Come on with it.
We
All
want
right.
both of y'all on here. You heard what they said. So we're gonna
Bring
set
it
up.
on.
We're gonna set it up for GB and Juice.
All right, so we got kids. Help me out, Dalen.
I don't know what it said, but I guess kids these days, do they have it easier than we did growing up?
What are
The pros and cons to the role that technology played in.
Yes. Okay. Cool. I just wanted to get it out the way. I'm gonna start with you, kid.
The roles in technology.
Role technology and what do you think about the kids today? Do you think they have it easier or harder growing up?
I feel like this is gonna be the worst time period for the kids of today. It's gonna be disgusting. But I don't want to say anybody had it worse or any of that because there's a lot of stuff that we don't have footage of things that happened back then. So I don't want to say who had it worse. I mean, we had our bad shooting and police situations here. We had our Emmett Tills back then. So I don't want to say which one is worse. But I do know that this is the worst year, 2021, to even have a child for what's about to start happening. Just to be born, is what I'm saying.
I can agree. Because I was thinking, not trying to go backwards, but I was even thinking about the vaccines and things like that. So I was thinking like, dang, someone who is pregnant or newborns would have to, whenever that they decide to throw that at us the way they're going to throw it at us, I was wondering like, damn, does that mean any new caring, expecting mothers or newborns, are they going to be kind of like the front of the line, like, look, nigga, you got to have this. You get what I'm saying? So that made me think about the pregnant women and the newborns, like, damn, what's the comment at hospitals?
And I thought about that last week when we was talking about it, and I just kind of like, I just wanted to back from it, because I knew that was going to be our next stop. We was going to realize, hey, kids have no say-so. And doctors think our kids are a lot more of the stuff I'm sure we don't know now.
And back then, we got our vaccines for chicken pox and things like that. But it's a whole different realm of some bullshit. So I was just thinking to myself, like, what type of danger or compromise, like, what is there to expect moving forward, for the pregnant women out there and the newborns. And it's kind of conflicting, especially when you're a woman like me who would like to consider having a child within the next year or two.
Oh, okay.
So that probably ain't gonna goddamn
Mama
happen.
Daily.
Right.
I probably gonna put an X on that
Mama Daily.
motherfucker.
I do it too, Mama Daily.
I'll probably put an X on that for a little while until all this shit out there. I don't know.
Little Daily.
Mama Daily.
Daily still get her nails done. She trying to push, like, God damn it, push.
I ain't gonna be no little old.
So how y'all feel about things getting better?
The kids? Okay, we got off topic.
In life. All this stuff is going on now. Do y'all think things gonna get better?
Better is relative.
So I'm gonna answer both. No, I don't feel like things getting better. I feel like things getting normal. Not normal to what we used to, but we're beginning to normalize what's going on.
Yeah.
As far as the kids,
we gotta stick to the kids. Yeah.
One thing that I feel like we mess up, we're gonna mess up because we're messed up. Nobody, they did a lot of things, but one thing that they didn't do, they didn't never let us talk about how we feel. And I read this, but it's really how I feel. I felt vulnerable my whole life. All of us have. We lived through 9/11, and no adult thought to sit down and talk to us. That we had to be shut down in school. Nobody explained it.
Nothing at all.
Everybody was worried, but it's not hey, tell me how you felt that day. They did that in other times. They did that, The teachers took time to ask kids how they felt because kids internalize things, then they act out. And I feel like that's what happened with us. We felt like we had to get better lives, and that's why they say in our generation we have the less sex. We have the less. We don't make kids how we used to. We pretty much the most selfish. Yeah, we're the most selfish generation far as making a family, sticking to the family. A lot of our people are staying in different countries with a nice car, a nice house, with no kids or no marriage happening. Our generation.
I didn't know that. I mean, I'm probably the poster child for that, but I didn't know that everybody else was still the same way.
They say that we're one of the most selfish generations, like because we don't have.
Now you saying our generation or the actual fresh I can't say it.
Gen
from
Z.
80, so from 81.
Okay, that's right.
From 81 to 95, that generation is that's the.
Okay, cool. I thought you were talking about the ones born in 2000 and up.
They're
a whole different breed. They worse than that.
Their technology is different, but what I'm saying, they're in their life and time, so they're coming up.
They're growing. They're molding into it.
We're in age, so once you get like 25 on down, you're not coming of age.
Yeah.
You're like in age.
Yeah.
So we're in the age, but it's like when you look at a lot of people, and I know it's hard to think about it, but a lot of our people don't really have kids. They don't really have families.
That's true. But it's a lot they do though.
That's
a lot they do though. Yeah.
I got friends that got 4 or 5 kids. I'm looking like, how, Sway?
But this is how I get you. Most of us have grandparents and how many kids that they had.
Yeah, they didn't have a whole lot.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
But okay, that's true.
Now you have uncles and aunties.
Yeah, that's true. You 1 of 9, and
I see 2s, and like if you have a full family, it'd be like 2, 3 people.
But that's not our fault. I mean, we graduated when the housing market. You said what?
We're the least to have sex. Our sex, like they say, our generation of just sex, and we're like part of the damn porn boom. So it's like the porn boom is at an all-time high.
Give us a boom on the porn boom. I've never heard nobody say no shit like that. Porn boom.
Yeah, boom is when something just like.
I know it's just funny. I was
yeah,
being childish. I was giving my moment to be ignorant. I was enjoying it.
No. Get me. Get
Okay.
me.
A porn boom. We're the porn boom. So we're not baby boomers. We're the porn boomers.
Yeah, no. Well, I do know a lot of people that are and have been addicted to pornography.
And you gotta think about it in your lifetime. This is gonna mess you up. You was all of 14, 15 when they chose to start putting all porns on sites.
This shit making sense so much. It's making a lot of sense.
So half of your teens didn't need to chase a woman around.
Yeah, you sit at the computer whacking off.
Exactly.
Did y'all ever see Hugh Hefner's episode about what he was doing before he started the
Ruining my
mansion?
team life. No, I'm joking.
What is it called? The mansion. He said, because he's basically like not a CIA agent. I don't want to say it like that, but he's basically control opposition, and basically he came on an interview and he was saying about the porn business, how he's bringing it in. He's ushering in a new age.
Right.
So he was bringing in that age of porn.
Okay.
They funded him.
Ready for what the world is gonna be.
Yep. He said we'll never go back after this.
Right.
Wow.
He ushered in that age of porn. So it's amazing.
So,
He was funded to do that.
Could you think about how hated he was from 50s, 60s, 70s?
Right.
He was hated because nobody was doing what he was doing. He had your daughters at 18 to 21
Presidents.
around, and this is where popular people come.
Actually, like earlier than that too, because he had that little other site. Well, it wasn't a site; it was a magazine that was. What am I trying to say? They portrayed them young girls before they even got of age.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? He was prepping the world for what they was gonna see.
Oh, okay.
Because you always got to get the kids. That's why 90s is such a big time, because our movies and our music was so gory.
Yeah,
And now our day-to-day is gory and we hardly react.
Yeah.
You lose a friend. Back in the day, if they lost a friend,
Yeah.
them niggas was down bad.
Yeah, now you be like, damn. That's
It's
fucked
so
up.
many shirts. Like, it's like, you know, such and such didn't make it. You know what I mean? It's so normal.
That's true.
Boys in the Hood, all that stuff was put out for a reason.
Yeah, to precondition us.
To, you know.
So like he said, to what the world would be.
Yeah, them 90s and then 2000 got the what? Technology taking over, robot movies.
Yeah.
You like, you know what I mean? Misguiding, you know what I mean, your psyche. Those movies like Fifth Element, Matrix, you know, movies where you're not sure society's real. The Truman Show. Those movies was prepping us like for a society that's prepped around you.
Yeah.
Did y'all see
the
what
kids?
man.
I feel like Bass didn't go about the kids.
Yeah.
What she feel about the kids?
About the children.
I mean, I don't really have like one opinion. I can take on different perspectives of how I feel about it. But I feel like our generation should be selfish. I mean, that's how you heal. We went through a lot. It's like a lot of pain generationally that people haven't dealt with. So why keep having all these babies and not really parenting? You know what I mean? Not really training them for the world. I got my shout out to myself. But you know, keep putting these kids, like you said, in this ever evolving world that we're not prepared for. I never felt prepared for the world that I came out to. You know what I mean? Like I said, the housing market crash happened in 07, 08 when we were graduating. So it's just like, we waiting to have kids. I had to go back home after I graduated from college. We never wanted to do that. We had degrees that weren't worth the paper they were printed on. Like, we were the last generation to go through school blindly, like, oh, we're doing this because our parents said we're supposed to do this and have these jobs, and that still doesn't help us get anywhere. So, I mean, the kids, I feel bad for them. They got a lot more distractions than we used to have. So, it's like you get to suppress your emotions, and if you don't have parents that are talking to you to deal with it, then I don't know. I just feel like you probably picking up most of the stuff you learning from the kids your age, and y'all Googling everything, and you don't really understand it, but you got all this information. So how does that help you? It doesn't help you. But it's information for marketers to be able to target you with all these products and stuff that you don't need. So yeah, I think they're a little worse off.
Delos?
I agree. The only thing I would comment on is the fact that moving forward, I feel like this will be the new age or the beginning of a very vacant soul generation. I feel like a lot of people, a lot of our children, I say this specifically because I used to work with children. I used to teach pre-K and I used to be a counselor. So I'm speaking from experience of being a mandated reporter. And I'm saying from what I'm seeing, working with pre-K all the way up to, let's say second grade, I would tell you that I feel like since the parents are getting younger and younger, you get what I'm saying? And I know age ain't nothing but a number, but again, the parents are getting younger and younger. So the children are really raising themselves. The parents aren't doing anything but making sure that their kids have a roof, clothes, and food. Everything else, as far as fundamental skill sets, mental, emotional support, any type of anything that really develops from within, the children don't have that anymore. I really believe we're the last generation of any type of structure, any type of morals, any type of anything. So these kids are depending solely on social media, music, movies, films, whatever it is. They're depending on the masses basically to develop an identity. So there's no solid foundation. They're literally growing up and going with the flow, literally. And I know it take a village, but what village do the kids have now? They don't have Big Mama no more. They don't have nobody next door that's gonna pull a switch off the door, the bush, because you didn't come in when the street lights came on, whatever. Woo. So again, with technology, without the structure, the physical structure and morals, then you got technology where they have 24-hour access to anything in the fucking world that they want to look up. Yep. So now you're being raised by your habit, such as porn. Now you're being raised by violence. Now you're being raised by whatever it is that you idolize. Why? Because your mama is too busy at the club doing selfies or twerking or being at work. Or as soon as she get home from work, she on the way to happy hour. Mm-hmm. Why? Because daddy in jail, dad is, normal stereotypes. Are probably busy smashing his side hole before mama get back from the club. Like, there's nothing going on. Everybody just going on with the flow. And a lot of people say go with the flow, but going with the flow ain't always good. Right. At some point, you got to intervene. And I feel like that's why the children these days are going, and when we get older, we're going to start really seeing that. Because right now we're not feeling that or seeing that. It don't matter because we're still, like you say, of age, But when we start breaking down and getting wrinkled and shit, and motherfuckers start sitting down, need somebody to wipe their ass, God forbid, not saying that's going to be any of us at this table, but I'm just saying in general, the senior citizens in the future are in for a rude awakening. You get what I'm saying? Because these motherfuckers going to be ready to haul our ass off in the bag. As soon as we get one little wrinkle on our face, they're going to be ready to chop us up because they got other stuff to do. No, you get what I'm saying? Nobody even values their own mom and dad.
That's what we taught. Like, we're taught to throw the old things away. Mm-hmm. We're programmed in so many ways people don't even understand. We are programmed. We're taught back to these phones. Yeah. We're taught to get rid of it because something new came. Back in the day, you bought something new because your old one didn't work.
Yeah.
You didn't upgrade. Upgrade with some luxury things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You upgraded your car? What type of shit is that? Mm-hmm. No, it stopped working. Right. I needed a new car. Yeah. You know what I mean? But now it's all about how many you can get. Back in the day, it used to be, can I get it, period.
But we do have more discretionary income than they had ever before, though.
Yeah, but it still balanced out. It balanced out because you're living. It's so much going on. All that, that's human nature. That's not preference. Like, people be trying to tell myself, fight your urges. No, bro, that's just human nature. If you provide more to buy, I'm going to buy more. If you give me more money, you're getting this free paper out here because they need you to just keep buying some shit.
Yeah.
That what distracts you. When you're able to buy something, if I'm trying to get my nieces and nephews to go and do something, I give them money to go to the candy lady. Mm-hmm. That's to get their path started and I can do whatever I need to do. Yeah. It's a distraction. Yeah. Because if you stand still, if you stay on lockdown, you can see everything. Yeah. If you're on a pandemic, the dumbest thing if they do is put you in the house and you got nothing to do but watch everything. Mm-hmm. Niggas like, hold on, that don't make no sense. Who fuck idea was that? Get these niggas out the house, get them with some money in their pocket. The money started coming at the end of the pandemic.
Yeah.
The money didn't even come during the pandemic.
Right.
Yeah.
The food stamps started coming at the end of the pandemic. I'm like, damn, everything just.
That's true.
But stay in the house, and I got $1,200 in my pocket, ready to burn it.
That's true.
But anyway, man, I digress. So it's just about being afraid, man. I don't know, man.
But I do agree with the community. I want to say, because my grandma, she had my mom when she was 15 years old. And then 2 years later, she had my uncle. And then 2 years later, she had my other uncle. But like you said, she had her grandmother. They had a whole community to help raise. So it was different.
That was an investment.
What was an investment?
Like, having kids was an investment. Like, she had to know how to do certain things. And that you have to count on, you know what I mean, that when you get older, you have people to take care of you. But what she's saying is, we don't know how that's gonna look with these kids like that we having. Kids is an investment.
Right, yeah.
Because if you didn't have no kids and you were older, you were just on the side of the road. Because who was gonna take care of you? People can take your riches. They can take your shit. Like when you get older, they would take your shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
So having kids was, they honored you as you got older, as you weren't able to defend yourself.
Or so you hoped.
So you hope. So that's what she's saying.
Yeah.
Now these kids gonna be like, man, you lived your life, grandpa.
Yeah.
Jump off the roof. All right, man. Now you wanted to talk about narcissistic. Damn it.
Narcissism? Narcissism? Or
That's
narcissistic
that Atlanta shit. You just, certain letters, you just can't get it out.
Narcissistic traits.
Narcissistic traits. Narcissistic.
Yeah, because it really is big. I don't know if y'all know about that site. Is Quora? Quora. It's like a forum, community forum where people post all these questions and messages and pictures, and I had never really been on there before, but I found this article about like how do you recognize narcissism or narcissistic traits in your father.
I'm thinking of that too. Okay.
Yeah, and it's perpetual. Like, it's a lot. I had to stop reading it because it was so many different people like just chiming in about people in their families or people that they know. And now that I recognize it, I realize that most people on this world are. Yes, they are.
Nobody just don't have like all the traits.
Right.
But everybody have some of the traits.
No,
but
I know
No, you
people that
got
got
some people that
all
got
the
all
traits.
of them.
Yes, I met a lot of people that got
We got some
all.
people that got all of them, but I think what she's saying is the majority of us, we all are responsible for at least a handful.
yeah, I don't know nobody that's just a blank. Like
You're
some
blessed.
Of some of that shit was like a little.
Let me
like
bring
a
you
little
into
bland.
my world.
Yeah.
Because I know I can name at least 4 people that got all the traits.
All the traits are strong to say because you know what I mean.
No.
But okay. But like what I was saying, I forgot what I was saying. I was asking a question. So let you go for yours. If it's important to come back. If it don't, it'll flourish.
No, I just mean like you should really be aware of those people because they're like pariahs. They feed off of your energy. They never take responsibility for anything that they say or do, and you will just find yourself like in a pattern, like on a hamster wheel, and you'll be drained, and you won't know. You'll think it's you, and it's really them. And because like I don't know, I mean, most people that are nice or self-aware or just have good intentions, you really don't want to make it seem like, oh, it's that person. You always trying to look within and say, oh, what could I have done better? Nothing. You can't do nothing better. It's that person.
Facts.
They just full of shit.
All right, so anybody have anything else to add on to that? Because I wanted to ask a question about.
I was just gonna be clear, since we didn't specify specifically for those who don't know what a narcissistic personality disorder is.
You did better than me with that one.
But symptoms include an excessive need for admiration, disregard for other people's feelings, an inability to handle any criticism, and a sense of entitlement. Yeah. So again, inability to accept responsibility. You get what I'm saying? Constantly needs to be in the center of attention. For example, they say that, this mostly happens in most guys, but it's men and women. Mm-hmm. But someone like that would be someone, as soon as you don't give them, let's say you get them a compliment or you all over them 10 days in a row. As soon as they get that one day, no compliment, they're off looking for that next fix. Mm-hmm. They need someone to constantly praise them because it's a facade there that has to be fixed at all times. It's like a high. They have to, because otherwise it's going to force them to focus on what's wrong. So that need for a constant fix, that admiration and not being able to, you don't want nobody around you to point out what you need to fix. Because that requires too much responsibility. Right. Someone with that personality disorder can't seem to grasp that concept or the ability to fix it.
Yeah, sure.
Now, this was interesting because this is a topic from a specific person. And it's really dope because this topic ties into the other topic. and it kind of becoming a theme. It ties into the kids. One thing about being a narcissist.
A narcissist.
There we go.
Yep.
It's created by things that, as humans, sometimes you need. So what's funny is, in this day and age, you're able to create your own world via social media, where it's all about you, all the day, every day. You post your pictures, and you base how the picture look based on how many people like it, how many people give you compliments, how many people find your opinions important. We're breeding nations full of people that only going to see things their way, and those people are easy to control because you already know what they want and what they need out of the deal. So that's what I think is happening. We're breeding these people. Like, it's hard for us to get away from social media. If I put one bad dislike on your page, you'll flip out. You'll DM me. So that's just where we at. Like, our picture is in this bubble, and everything on this page is all our pictures. We only see us. We see everything how we want to. We get to choose what we like, what we don't like. We can make an opinion of any and everything, and it's all about what we say. I just think those two ties into each other. What you feeling, kid?
I think that's true. To be honest, yeah.
No, kid agree.
Yeah.
What you feel, Bass? What you feel about it?
I agree, but I kind of tuned out when you were saying that, because I just keep thinking about, like, people who get into these battles, these comment battles on Facebook and Instagram about things, and I just really be like, turn your comments off and just close your phone. Like,
well, like, why? If it's entertaining.
Because I feel like they're really invested into it. Because, I mean, I've seen, like, scrolls and, just going back and forth. And then I've actually talked to people on the other end outside of that who have participated in those conversations. They be real mad. Like, they be big mad that somebody that they don't even know didn't agree with them.
Talking about with the whole narcissist?
Well, no, just like the comment.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying that's Americans. Do you know, like, other people make fun of us? That's what we do.
I make fun of them. Like, that's
like, we talk
crazy.
shit and we hope we don't get punched. That's pretty much our goal.
I don't understand. I'm like, can you not separate the two? I don't know.
It's fun.
But y'all are saying that that's narcissism.
No, I'm saying they're breeding. Like, they're breeding. Like, it's just gonna only be about you. You see people outside, and I tell Tia, please don't walk outside looking at your phone, especially if you ain't by me. Yeah, sure. Like, people be doing this, and you don't know what's going on because you only focus on that.
Have y'all seen this show on Netflix called Black Mirror?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And so it's one particular episode where they, like, everybody in society, they have ratings and numbers by them. And I feel like that's eventually going to get to where America is with the Google phone, like how you have it in front of you and you're not actually having to hold a phone anymore. But they're working on this new kind of glass where when you look at it through whatever the phone is like on your face, you can kind of see everything like social media, but in real life. And so this girl is walking through and she's what am I trying to say? She's stuck in a social class because she only has like a 4-point rating, but it's based on how other people interact with you. And if they don't like you,
the black guy.
I think it's a black guy. Yeah. But the girl is white though.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, like, if I'm talking to AR right now and we're having a conversation, I walk away laughing, but he doesn't feel like it's good, he could like ding my rating and my overall points will drop. Well, that affects your ability to like rent a car, travel, just buy things. And it was, I don't know, it just kind of like, I guess, magnified the whole social media aspect of what you're saying. Right. And so, I guess to your point, if we are breeding a society of the next generation of kids that can only see things from one perspective, then I feel like the capitalism in America, all they're going to do is try to just magnify that, like just capitalize on the fact that that's what everybody wants. And then pretty soon you won't be able to get away from that.
Now, let's personalize this. Have anybody have had family members or loved ones or I guess somebody who you was in a relationship with that had these traits? Have anybody dated or had somebody that they was really close to?
Yes, I
had
somebody
those traits.
Close. Yes.
Kid?
I never dated one. I've met people like that.
Okay, and let me start with you. What was your interactions like? Have you ever dealt with somebody that you kind of had to point this out to?
Oh, I don't point it out to them. I allow them to.
I allow them to be them.
No, that's giving somebody a gym right there. You allow people to be them. You allow them to be food in life.
Okay. So, do you just separate from them?
I do. Because like those traits, if you weren't a narcissist, you would be able to take the criticism I'm giving you. Mm-hmm. And when I can pinpoint, that you can't handle criticism, I won't give it. You know, that's free space. I don't want to do that.
I like that.
You over there reading?
No. This something that is one thing on here that has something to do, because it's totally separate from the show. But this one thing made me think about what we were just talking about. That's all.
Hey, you want to read it?
Yeah, you gonna share?
Oh, well, okay. Well, when you asked, has anybody experienced that? Mm-hmm. And I was gonna say, of course, we all have. But this is more so coming from, I guess, a place of, the dating field. Mm-hmm. But I was gonna say one part of, and this kind of off topic. One part of self-love, because it's a whole topic that's different. One part of self-love would be in dating is to have knowledge of those personality disorders, red flags, domestic violence, family criminal background, religion background, dating background. Part of you loving yourself is you making sure you're informed of that information. Nah. Because although we all have those traits, hurt people. And if you don't love yourself, you're gonna attract somebody who doesn't love themselves either. You're gonna attract somebody who doesn't love themselves either, which means it's impossible for them to love you or for you guys to love each other. So I was just commenting briefly on that little thing that it's important that we are all have some type of knowledge of those personality disorders, because you got some people who are willing to learn. Some people who are willing to say, oh, okay, I didn't know I was being this way, or, oh, that's what that is, and they'll fix it, fix themselves. I'm one of those people. You get what I'm saying? But you got some people who ain't trying to hear that. You got some people who think how they are is just how they need to be, and that's how the rest of the world need to go. And if you don't go that way, then they, look for somebody who's going to be that way. You get what I'm saying? So it's all about just being toxic and not being toxic at the end of the day. What you tired of and what you willing to keep tolerating at the end of the day. Because what happens is we all end up going into other relationships, marriages, or we turn into parents, because it can bleed off into your parenthood as well.
That's true.
You get what I'm saying? Because my dad was a narcissist. You get what I'm saying? So to this day, there's still errors to fix. But I have literally dedicated years of my life to purge myself of any narcissistic traits, because my dad is one like a motherfucker. You get what I'm saying? He's the biggest manipulator, biggest from everything I can name. No, and if he ever hear this, oh well, he'll be all right. But what I'm trying to say is, you got to look and be real with yourself and say, let me look at myself. Let me look at my background. Let me look at where I come from. And you apply those things, you implement it, and you fix it. But again, like kids say, when you dealing with somebody who even knows behind closed doors and in front of doors that they need to fix something, but they don't want to or don't want to hear it, that is a red flag. That's scary. You get what I'm saying? Because then you got to look at a place where are you dealing with somebody who is willing to build and grow with you and change? Or are you dealing with somebody who's waiting for you to submit to what the fuck they not gonna do? You get what I'm saying? Just so you can later become destroyed down the line. You get what I'm saying? Because a partnership is about building and making each other grow and happy and shit like that. So those type of things, I feel like, cause that was a separate topic, but self-love, you have to give yourself that knowledge.
It goes to the same.
Yeah.
It says a separate topic.
Yeah.
Self-love. A lot of people that have dramas with narcissistic behavior.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Self-love is always the thing. Like, certain people may think that people love this.
Yeah.
People don't love this.
Yeah.
But they love that.
Yeah.
But they ain't loving it. And so somewhere they don't feel love, which is unfair, because we all some way, somehow feel like we deserve a little bit more than what we're getting.
Right.
So I wish some of us realize that all of us, if we share our secrets, we'll discover that we kind of go through some of the same shit.
But see, that's the crossroad though, because you have people who are transparent and then you have people who are not. Then you have people who will never be transparent, and you have people that just take a while to get there. So what do you do with those people who just ain't gonna do it, or those people that take a while to get there? And when it takes a while to get there, as the person who's trying to teach that person to be more true to themselves, what are your sacrifices and sufferings while they grow? You get what I'm saying? So who do you become when you trying to teach someone that, hey, share your secrets, be open. You know what I'm saying? This can heal you or blah blah blah. But if you dealing with somebody who doesn't want to do that and you're constantly like poking at it, you're gonna drain yourself eventually. That's why again, self-love. You have to, make sure whatever you're doing is in the same realm, because you're gonna tire out eventually.
You can't be selfish either.
You can't be selfish, and that's important. You can't be selfish, but how can you not be selfish when somebody don't let you know what is being selfish or what they need?
Just out the gate, sometimes your gesture can be selfish, even though what you're trying to do is not selfish. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you can help somebody, but you helping them the way you want to help them. Mm-hmm. So even though it's out of love, it's just given the wrong way, because everybody have a different way. If you choose to teach, you are already willing to sacrifice your time, so you can't get mad at how long it takes.
Exactly.
I disagree.
Okay.
Because I
kind of agree with what he said though.
That shit was supposed to.
Because at that point you got to decide what you're gonna do if it's taking too long.
Right.
But go ahead.
But I'm saying I disagree.
Cap.
And helping people the way that you want to help them, and not because I'm unlearning that. I used to help people the way that they wanted to be helped, but that drained me. And going back to self-love, I'm not going to sacrifice myself at the extent of building you up. So I had to pull back and say, okay, cool. I'll let people know I don't mind helping you, but I'm going to help you the way that I want to help you, because I know my own resources.
Well, that's can and not want. So it's can. Okay. So you're helping how you can.
Right.
But I'm saying, if I need you, if I need somebody to take me somewhere, you can't say, well, I'm just going to bring some apples. I don't need apples.
But
that's how I want to help. But I'm saying,
that's not helping.
I'm making sure you eating, but I may don't need to eat right now. I may need something else. I'm not saying what you can. I'm saying you can't help me how you want to help. How you see help may not be how I see
But I
help.
think you really got to reclassify that, because that's literally not help.
I kind of get. I mean, I feel okay. If you're being selfish, it's kind of like knowing the outcome of something before it happens, and still doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So, in a sense, if I know that this is gonna make you upset, or if I know that me doing this a certain way is gonna make a person feel some kind of way, and you still do.
Yeah. And see, to me, that's malice. That's being very spiteful, because what kills me is when people do things, like you say, they know the exact reaction, and then they don't want to worry about what caused the reaction. They just want to focus on the reaction.
That's a lack of care.
And then once you even dissect the reaction, it's like you still can't comprehend what happened to cause the reaction. So it's a forever circle.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And it's not because that person don't know. They don't want to know.
Right.
It's not because they don't know and can't comprehend. They won't do it because you might not be worth that to them. You might be forcing them to see a side they ain't ready to fix yet. You might be not worth it to them. You get what I'm saying? You might not be worth them even doing all that. You know what I'm saying? It might just be cool enough to keep lying or finessing or whatever. You get what I'm saying? So people who play dumb when they ain't dumb. You get what I'm talking about?
Exactly.
See, I feel like people try to change car colors instead of just getting the other car.
Yeah.
And
reason
I say that is like because I've learned something. I've always said this. And people will kind of debate me a little bit about it, but not too much, because it's true. You cannot change people. You can't change. You can change the color all day, but at the end of the day, when that color starts coming off, what you going to see? The true color, right?
Yeah.
Their true colors. So at the end of the day, a car is always going to allow you to change the color, but when that time is up, that color is going to change.
Right.
Yeah.
So just like people, their colors are always going to change, because I've always learned this about new relationships. And this is no offense to anyone when I say this in relationships, because I know people don't like saying stuff, but you're going to realize this when you're in a relationship. There's always going to be one party who's going to be everything you need them to be. They're going to be everything you want until they get what they want.
Exactly.
And when they get what they want, they're going to be themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
That's called a facade.
Yeah.
So they do that a lot of times, but you have to kind of point that out. You kind of got to cease that.
Or just hold out until they become who they really are.
I believe in kind of nipping stuff in the bud, because people can't read minds. You get what I'm saying? And we adults, so you can do the tactic of playing chess and just being silent and just seeing how something gonna play. Cause that's the main way. But if you do feel like there's a little possibility of some authenticity there, you get what I'm saying? Then you would probably find yourself damn, I got a brain fart. You would find yourself trying to dang, I really forgot what I was going to say. I just lost it. Damn.
Seeing if it's worth it.
Seeing if it's
The value.
I don't know. We was talking about the people getting what they want or whatever.
So you saying basically like you can choose the route of playing the game, playing chess, or you can choose.
Oh, you can be direct and say, hey, you know, A, B, C, D. I didn't like that. This reminds me of this. Have you ever heard of this? Yeah, that's how you're acting. I'm not saying you're that, but you might want to look into it if you're concerned about your own well-being.
Exactly.
See, when you do stuff like that, you get what I'm saying? I feel like that's just you trying to meet the other person halfway. Again, you can't fault yourself for being a teacher. You can't fault the other person for you being a teacher.
Right.
But you got to look at the fact like, okay, is this person worth me trying to teach? And once they do, like, can they comprehend? Because, again, we know communication is just talking.
Exactly.
That's not how I operate, but I hear that.
And like one part about teaching is you can't possibly think that a student would get everything in one semester or one grade.
Yeah.
Sometimes the whole point of being a teacher, a leader, or anything is you have to do what you have to do. Don't matter the type of I want to say like outcome or response.
Yeah.
Sometimes we want the response to feel like can you show me the light that you learned a little bit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah.
life don't happen that way. Movies do. It's not a montage of us showing, you know what I mean, you how to close the door or whatever. It's not that. It's over time you standing your ground, and if this person see what they want to learn or like who they want to be, either they probably not going to be with you because y'all want to be at the end of your rope by the time you have taught all this shit.
Exactly.
But they'll be a better person.
Right.
But we can't just stop trying to be us because we not getting like the response. Sometimes you teach somebody for somebody else.
You absolutely do. You make people for other people.
But that's when y'all was talking about the sacrificial mate. But see, everything has a domino effect because at the end of the day, okay, you the teacher, you the sacrificial mate, right? So then you done wore out all of your genuine intentions on somebody who couldn't grasp it with you. So then you leave and then they go to somebody else and take everything you taught them and become the better man or woman. But then what happens to that person who spent all that time teaching and always have? So now you feel depleted. You get what I'm saying? Now you are a little bit more dustier or a little bit more toxic than you normally would be because you was filled with so much of, you get what I'm saying?
But even with that, you got to start learning how to identify progress. Once you start learning identifying progress, you'll start seeing what you want to see. Mm-hmm. You'll start getting what you want.
Right.
You know, I'm big on that. I gotta know that, okay, like you were saying, you giving people a chance. It's not just turning your back on somebody.
Right.
It might be some little value somewhere.
Right.
But that's the identification right there. Learning.
But that's what I'm saying. Sensing that authenticity when you know it's probably worth that. Yeah.
And you can make someone else better for someone. What does it say about you?
Exactly.
That means you're a great person.
You're a great person.
So you got to ride with that.
Your time is always worth it. Even if you don't get what you wanted out of the deal.
Right.
Your time is always worth it. You can have a friend, y'all can be cool for 10 years and you did everything for them. But after you leave, that person may now know how to be a fucking friend.
Right.
You may look at it like I wasted 10 years.
Yeah.
But all in all, you just taught somebody else something better. You just gave something to the world.
One more person that's gonna plant a positive seed.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
And then that person may teach somebody else and they may go teach your husband. Like, damn,
but
you know John too.
Yeah. But you guys said something important. But like I say, it's important to understand mental health though and understand your spirituality because we can talk about this like it's real shallow, like, oh, I taught somebody and I can just move on. But we got to understand the effects of the teacher. You know, what happens to that teacher when, you get what I'm saying, when everything they've always taught others have been stripped of them.
Oh, you get burned.
You get what I'm saying? Because your identity can get somewhat, dinged up a little bit depending on, you get what I'm saying, the communication or the status within your relationship. So the thing about it is, I just look at it like that. Like, I'm not saying it's everything you guys are saying are true. I'm just saying people need to not look at it so like, well, if you agree to teach somebody, then this is what you need to take it. Well, if you agree to
well, can I piggyback off of that?
What's up?
What you said about that, because I know you're saying spiritual and stuff like that and whatnot. You got to ask yourself too, what gifts are you looking for? Are you looking for a spiritual gift or are you looking for a physical gift? Because the physical gift ain't gonna be there.
Right.
But what you did for somebody, you're gonna gain a bigger spiritual gift.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Because at the end of the day, you can't regret being great.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because that's something that everybody can't master or even try to master. You get what I'm saying? Nobody wakes up. A lot of people don't wake up and say, I want to be a better person. I want to be a better sister, a better girlfriend, a better friend, a better cousin, a better business partner. I want to be a better this. A lot of people don't wake up and genuinely with all their soul literally put a plan together to execute that because they know they need to be a better person. You get what I'm saying? But we're in a world full of people who already think they better.
And we're supposed to, and we learn from other people, like the bad people. We learn what not to be, because if we didn't have them for an example, we wouldn't know.
I was just
Or sometimes it's a mirror image of what you used to be, or still are and need to finish fixing.
Exactly.
Because you everybody will meet that person and you be like, damn, wow, I really was fucked up back then. They tried to tell me, but you didn't know until you met a certain person that made
reminded you of you.
that really made you be like, what the fuck?
yeah,
Because you be like,
don't
damn, that's
know
me. That was me.
you don't know if anything bad happening until something good happens.
Yeah.
Vice
yeah,
versa.
yeah.
So if you're around a neighborhood full of good people,
Yeah.
you don't know how can you judge them? But how can you be like, yo, you a bad person until you get around somebody else that's good?
Yeah. Yeah.
So shit, watch who you around. And you know what I mean? If you choose to teach somebody, you just honestly, you're gonna have to know at the end of the day, everything is not a fairy tale. So you don't always, you know what I mean? Like I taught a lot of people, but some of the people end up alone. Honestly. Honestly. Bruh, life is weird that way. You may teach a bunch of people how to be fantastic people, but you may end up leaving this world alone.
Yeah.
And that's just
But
that's just life.
I feel like to a certain degree, and then I'll close up on that part, but I feel like a lot of that comes with, again, with the self-love thing, knowing what not to tolerate and what to tolerate. So again, a lot of that comes from our template growing up in our families. We adopt traits and examples of things, you get what I'm saying, freshly in the realm of dating, and we go that route, and then it's not until later we be like, oh, I wasn't supposed to do that. It need to be like this. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of us, we don't throw ourselves to be the teacher. We don't throw ourselves to be the student. It's just like shit just unfold the way it does. Because I feel like, put it in, just because somebody needs to be taught something doesn't mean you have to stay there and teach.
Yeah,
because
right.
you got to still put yourself,
You know what I'm saying?
you still got to put yourself first, because at the end of the day, if I'm a teacher and the ratio is off, and now my voice is hoarse because I got to scream across the classroom, because now my first three rows want to learn, but the back want to play, or vice versa. So now I'm fatigued because I'm screaming, I'm yelling, I'm having brain fog, I'm writing the same shit on the board because I keep repeating myself to these motherfuckers, but these motherfuckers really want to listen. So you got to think about, you know what I'm saying? Do I, you know what I mean? Is this, because I got the knowledge. It might be selfish, but sometimes you have to be to save your soul.
100%. Knowledge ain't free.
That's what I'm saying. Just because somebody lacks it doesn't mean you have to give it to them. It depends on their cooperation or what their willingness to receive, and your patience, your level of patience, your level of patience.
Like, I get what you're saying. I'm just getting confused with, because you're referencing in a relationship.
Well,
Right, okay.
we was mainly speaking on in the realm of dating, like in a relationship.
Yeah, so
I was just saying briefly that it can bleed off into your family and friendships.
Teacher can, or
Well, I was using that as an example. For example, we were just talking about how in a relationship, we was talking about that sacrificial mate. You're going to have that person that comes in with genuine intentions and end up teaching the person who's hurt or flawed or toxic to be
Right.
this, and that. In that process, the person who's teaching is going to get fucked over really bad because they're teaching. The student is grasping. Their job is to learn, and you can't rush that. It can be slow, it can be fast, it can be whatever.
Right.
But you have to determine, okay, as a teacher, what school am I going to teach at? How many students can I handle? What subject matter? What time do I want? You get what I'm saying? Because if you don't, you're going to fatigue. And then what good is a fatigued teacher to a class full of students who's eager to learn? You're nothing. You won't be able to do anything. You'll repeat the same thing over and over again. Your class will get irritated because you're screaming and yelling. You didn't pass out enough pencils. I'm using this as an example, meaning in a relationship, if you're the sacrificial mate, the teacher, just because your class, your mate, needs a lesson, does not mean you are obligated to teach if it's going to suck everything out of you.
yeah,
If you're not getting nothing in return, or if that
Yeah.
person not willing to grasp the lessons without trying to manipulate or whatever the case might be. So I'm just saying, a lot of people make it seem like if you are dating somebody who needs to be taught because you have knowledge, or because you're patient, because you're this and that, you have to deal with all the things that come with teaching. I disagree. I feel like you got to find somebody
you
who,
don't have to do anything.
yeah, I don't agree with that.
Okay.
I was just trying to find.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
lost in the reference.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if we were talking about one person.
Oh yeah. We were just basing
it
it off being the one in the relationship, the most mature one, or
I'm saying,
sacrificial mate. Like
the
you
dope
talking
part that you just and like this be my conclusion. A relationship is, I get the teacher reference, but the best part about a relationship is that student can be the teacher, but also that student in different ways in the relationship can also be the teacher. You're all teaching each other.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes, and I'm this person, sometimes I have to tell myself, you're being too arrogant. You still trying to think as a teacher in a situation where you should be the student in.
Now that's true.
And sometimes
I've caught myself in moments
that's
like
an
that.
ego thing.
Yeah.
Like sometimes like you can't say, man, I'm mad because I'm the teacher. It's not going
Yeah.
right because you're trying to teach somebody something you don't know.
Right.
So some ways, you know what I mean? So only thing but I would say the difference is, yeah, you'll get fatigued if you're the only person and you have nothing to learn. Then you shouldn't be there.
Right.
If you have nothing to learn, you shouldn't be there. Sometimes being a teacher, you learn just because you learn that maybe how you breaking it down isn't helpful. Like so now, my communication not right. So I know what I'm trying to say. I just don't say it right to you. I can still learn like as I teach. But you know, in a relationship, it's not just one person teaching. And if it is, run.
Right.
So if it's just you teaching, you're not learning. I don't know. Baz, you got anything to say on that?
When y'all like broke it down and cleared it up, I was starting to be on the same page. Because at first I was like, hold on. I'm not that person at all. Like I disagree with everything that y'all saying.
What happened?
But then they like you brought it back and I was like, yeah, no, I get it now. I agree with that because I was that sacrificial mate or teacher, I guess, in a relationship only because I wanted the relationship or what I thought that it brought more than I actually wanted to like be in it with that person. And so that's when I feel like you overextend yourself is when you don't really look at the situation that you're in and you just try to like push it past what it should be. Or even like we were talking about the narcissistic trait, like my father is a narcissistic as well. And so
he has an agenda per person.
Right. And so it's like, what do you do when that like somebody that you are trying to help, but you can't cut them out your life for real. I mean, you can, but I mean, I don't want to cut my dad out my life. Yeah, but I just wanted to.
All women have daddy issues.
Yes.
I'll cut him off for a year.
Well, no, I mean,
I'm just being funny.
no. Like I did.
Hey, if I can ask y'all a question,
Sure.
and we'll probably have to do this another time, but just a question you can answer here or not. Do you guys think that the fact that you guys have daddy issues, do you think that conflict or spill into relationship problems?
Well, let me just clarify. It's not just women that have had daddy issues.
No,
Men have daddy issues too.
Okay.
That's
why do women hear like that?
A woman without
I wasn't saying that to
but
you.
she got ready to. She's like, yeah.
Nah, cause we gotta throw it out there cause he think we jump to the
I'm
shit.
talking to everybody out there.
We had daddy issues. Everybody have daddy issues.
We just making it clear now. Men without daddies is just as bad as women without them.
No, but for people that are listening, everybody doesn't know that.
We need to make
as a
that
woman,
clear.
I thought that only women can have
a little
it.
different than that.
Concerned with our listeners if they think only women.
Yeah.
Go ahead, y'all women.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
But no,
Iffy.
but it does spill over because for me, the reason that I have taken so much time off from really being into a relationship, like I haven't been in a serious relationship in 4 years, and I am not even fully ready now, but I'm more ready than I've ever been before.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And so, but I would say that is direct result of my relationship with my father. Until I could get that right, until I could figure out how to deal with him and talk to him in a way that was healthy for me, because I did try to cut him out. But that's
It hurt you. It hurt you because that's your daddy.
But for me, it was because it was me avoiding the issues instead of dealing with them. Like
Right.
I had to deal with the problems that we had, and I couldn't do that with him being out the picture.
Yeah.
But even with him being in the picture, you're like, how do you talk to a narcissistic person?
Yeah.
And I'm learning that.
How do you?
Exactly. But you can.
You just don't entertain whatever he's trying to
Very
throw
direct
at you.
communication. Hey, how you doing? You have anything positive to say today?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't. All right. Well, have a good day.
Yep,
we'll
that's
try
it.
again later. And you
Yeah.
just leave it like that. And you just like cut off all of that. And so I would say that for me in a romantic relationship, I'm a very sensitive person. Like I can easily just be all in, care for someone, like just mold over into what they really need because I'm a nurturing personality. But I had to learn how, well, that's not always healthy. You know, you get in a romantic relationship and that person's having a bad day. That don't mean I gotta have a bad day. If you're not ready to talk about it, why am I in a bad mood now? I should be able to go skip, sing, or do whatever, and you can come and talk about it whenever you want to. And if you don't want to and you need a whole day, that's cool too. I still should be able to like be good. And I had to learn how to do that.
Have balance.
Yeah,
that balance. Because
exactly.
me and you sound similar. Like sometimes when you're too much of a hard lover or a nurturer, you're overextend and do too much and apply too much pressure. And a lot of women don't understand, but as soon as you apply too much pressure, the shit really over with anyway.
Exactly.
'Cause
You
the nigga
suffocate him.
already told himself you a joke. You know, unless something really miraculously happened and he really just like you or love you, that shit a wrap anyway.
Right, but you can't suffocate that man.
Yeah. But I agree with the daddy issue thing, because even though my daddy has been present in my life, meaning I can pick up the phone and call him, but he wasn't an active part. He was more like a homeboy. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's and even how I speak, he's alive, and I keep saying was as if he's not, because
Right,
he's not.
I was wondering
he's
if
not
he was
active.
dead or not.
Get what I'm saying? My daddy, he's in my call log right now, but he know what's up. But the thing about it is, what I realized from my relationship with him is it messed me up. Well, now I know better moving forward after last year, but now what I realized is throughout my teen years and early 20s and stuff like that, when your dad isn't present, your dad is supposed to be your first love. You get what I'm saying? Your first example of unconditional love. You get what I'm saying? Your first example of a leader. You know what I'm saying? A provider, security, things like that. So without that figure, all you have 9 times out of 10 is a mother who's bitter, like what mine was, bitter, healing, struggling. You get what I'm saying? And unable to help her daughter be the queen that we supposed to be. So I had to find my own way to be a queen. So guess what you do to find your own way? Trial and error.
Yep.
So because my daddy wasn't there to say, hey, this is what a fuck nigga look like. This is what a liar looks like. This is what a manipulator look like. When a nigga just want to fuck, that's what he looks like. I didn't have that. So I went in thinking, oh, I'm ready for love. I'm ready for happiness. I'm a great woman. Let me give it out. And boom, fuck nigga, fuck nigga, fuck nigga. You get what I'm saying? And then you turn into this thing that you never really was because of what you endured. So then you got this permanent strength, but then you got this shit that come off like a weakness. And somebody like a narcissist or manipulator or somebody who's abusive emotionally will feel that, smell that, taste that, and take that. And then you'll be sitting there empty as fuck trying to figure out what happened. You get what I'm saying? Because you had a list of good intentions, but your neediness. You get what I'm saying? That nurturing, that, let me activate the care. That shit needs to be to a minimum until proven otherwise. You get what I'm saying? Right. Motherfucker throw, you throw. Motherfucker catch, you catch. And that's what I've had to learn. But I realized my dad not being present caused me to go in head first, not knowing what category of guys to avoid, what categories of guys to play with, categories of guys to take seriously. I just thought everybody was going to be like me because I was good. And in return, I got stumped on. But it made me stronger, but in ways to be transparent. The bitterness, the pain, the shit that you have to endure, that's where what people will look at me like, oh, you cocky. That's the confidence come off, because no, I already been there, done that. And I know what I require emotionally. I know what I don't have now. I know what I need to work on. I know what my flaws are. And I just feel like a dad being there, you would have already had all that pretty much nipped in the bud. You get what I'm saying, as far as the fundamentals of dating. How to carry yourself as a queen, what a man looks for, what he don't look for. You get what I'm saying? You don't understand none of that when your daddy not there. All you got is your mama there trying to explain what she can't.
Mine was a little bit different, and
Mm-hmm.
I
appreciate you. Gonna be similar,
no.
yeah.
I appreciate you saying that because the emotions were the same.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I did have the dad that told me what this type of dude was, what that type of. He put me up on game, but it made me a savage because he. At the end, all I heard was there's no nigga out here that's good enough.
Exactly.
And I trained you in such a way that you're never going to find anybody good enough. So you got to play the damsel in distress. And you just got to take what's out there. And it like.
And you feel better inside doing that.
That fucked me up.
Well, my parents taught me.
A lot of niggas.
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure you done probably acted or did a lot of things that's not of your character because you already know a dude. You think a dude ain't going to be this and that. That's how my experiences taught me. It made me feel like it's no point of being good. You can't. Why?
Yeah.
It make you feel weird.
It did, and I'm like, that's not the answer. And so for me, like everybody know, well, anybody has been watching, like my faith is a big part of it, and I had to take the expectations that I had from my father, and I had to put it on, like, my heavenly Father, and it helped me to not be bitter anymore, to know like no man is perfect, but there is going to be a man there that's not going to challenge my boundaries, and he's going to respect me. Like I learned that I would rather be respected first and then loved, and you said that, kid, like a while back on a couple of shows. And I had to really think about that. And I was like, nah, I really want to be loved.
I like that.
Nah.
Like you said, I'd rather be respected first.
Look,
because respect is better than love.
It is.
You ain't got no respect, you ain't got nothing anyway.
Somebody can love you and disrespect you.
You can grow to love you. Like, I'd rather that. But you try to challenge me, you try to pick me apart to make me like what you really want. That just leaves me feeling like nothing. It's just like where I'd rather have my peace of mind and be by myself.
Yeah.
So
kid, First of all, like, just, you know what I mean, shout out y'all that's real brave.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's a no opinion base, how you feel, you feel what I'm saying? And honestly, I'm just lost for words. I mean, I can see the hurt in both of y'all in different ways.
Yeah.
And the other one, like, you feel what I'm saying? I can see somebody gave you a bunch of game, but you know you wanted something else other than how to read a nigga and how to play a nigga. And I can see, you know, another woman that's kind of like, instead of being able to get in the gym and build muscle, your arm had to be broke and then you have to heal as a broken arm. So it just, you know, that's crazy, especially for the nigga that got a daughter. I'm like, nigga,
But that's important. If you have a daughter, that's what I'm trying to understand. Like, if I ever have a son, I'm gonna let him know. Like, look, you get what I'm saying? Parenthood don't just fall on the woman. You get what I'm saying? At the end of the day, a father. I'm not trying to take away from the mother because I know we give life, and I get that. We both do because we can't have a baby without y'all. But what I'm saying is, God intended it for it to be man and woman. So a little girl needs that dad. You get what I'm saying? Because if you are a good father, continue to be a good father. Exercise that, because that little girl is going to know, she's going to be the eye of the bunch when she walk into that school. So all them little boys like, dang, look at her, boy, she thinking, she already got her scripts laid out, boy, because she grew up with a template from a real man. Yeah. But when you come from a household of a woman just trying to figure out, and she just going with the flow and going from nigga to nigga herself, trying to heal a wound, you get what I'm saying? Because she neglected God or neglected herself, then you pick up that and say, oh, dang, Red, what's up? Like, oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now your ass got them. Why everybody just want to fuck? But I'm keeping it 1,000.
Yeah, you're right, though. That's true.
Because at the end of the day, that's just what it leads to. So fathers have a really important role in their daughter's life. You the first man that's going to teach her what to say yes to and what to say no to.
And that unconditional love, like you said, is real. Like, just knowing that there's nothing I could do to change the way that you look at me. Like, that's important in a woman.
Yeah, because women constantly feel inadequate. We feel inadequate because we feel like, oh, I must not be this enough. Or, you know, like if you get cheated on or something, you're like, well, I must not be this. I must not be that.
I might be not doing this in the bedroom. Yeah.
And like men go through that too. Everything we're saying, men go through exact same thing. But we're just speaking for women because I don't have balls. So, sorry, so I'm just saying, you get them. It's just a real sensitive subject matter because you got a lot of men out here be like, man, that bitch crazy, man, that bitch bitter, man, something wrong with her. What the fuck wrong with that hoe? But it's like, you are exactly what her dad was or wasn't. You get what I'm saying? You the things that you come to, and think about the exposure, the environment we are in.
I will say T.I. said it best, and they assassinated this nigga. He said the time that he spends with his daughters is thought prevention. And I was like, yes, it literally, in the realest terms, that's exactly what it is. Why are y'all mad at this man?
They jumped at him for other reasons.
Somebody saying that spending time with her will not let her have sex or something?
No, he was saying it's thought prevention. Like, this is how you stop thoughts.
No, that's true, though, to a certain degree.
But you saying there's more than that.
Yeah, it's one of those.
That's the headline.
You understand the message, but you hate the messenger type.
Yeah. Oh, but you gotta understand as a father, because you gotta think if this is what happens when a daughter is in her prime years of growing up, puberty years, and she's spending quality time with her dad. So what's happening is you're already used to going out to eat, having a man taking you out to eat. You're already used to that, going to the movies and, you know, having a man open the door for you, because you're going to be like that with your daughter. You're not going to just be like, hey, man, go ahead. I'm going to hold the door after myself. Like, you're going to treat your daughter like the princess she is if you're a good dad. Yeah. So when you are spending quality time with your father, you're getting that template. You're getting that pre-training on, I am a queen. Yeah. I deserve this. I am this. I am that. When your father isn't present, you're looking at dates as, like I said, go with the flow mode.
Opportunities.
Opportunities, you know what I'm saying? And most guys, they use them dates to, like you say, prey on women that's vulnerable, such as emotionally vulnerable.
God made women to crave male attention. And I feel like the time that a man spends with his daughter will help her discern which male attention is appropriate.
That's perfectly put. Yeah, that's well put. Very perfect. That was well put. Yeah, that was perfect.
I hope you get an Oprah clap.
Yeah, that was so perfect.
Nah, but you set it up.
That was everything that we were all trying to say. You know what I'm saying?
No, but like when you said that first
yeah, I know, man.
I was like, girl, you better say that.
I feel like the female hormones took over the show for a second, so y'all can bring it back.
Yeah, y'all good. We just had to let that out so you guys can understand the importance of a father. For our listeners, the importance of a father in his daughter's life. That is very vital.
So, I was about to say something else.
Kid, but how you feel out of that whole that whole ordeal, that vanilla wafer moment they just did.
Oh wow.
Light skin activate. A Drake song, come on.
You
With
just got
me,
like 3 tens.
you know, I mean, ever since we did this show, I kind of always advocated for the fathers. I'm not a father, even though I'm a father. But the thing is, the way I see it though is y'all 100% right, and I'm actually gonna do something a little different, which I usually don't do. I'm gonna give a testimony. So check this out. I am a person
Hold
that
on, you better give us what you better do.
Hey, can we tell him to turn that AC on?
Again, I told him to turn it off
Turn it
because
off.
he turned it off. 'Cause- Oh, you turned it
I
off?
didn't tell him to turn that shit off.
I did because he was listening.
I'm listening though.
Got a little misty.
Yeah.
But on a testimony note, let's go. I'm gonna go there. All right, I grew up with zero, in a sense, zero parents. Right? I grew up with zero parents in a sense. I grew up with bodies around the house. So my mom had died, and the time that my mom had died, my dad was in jail at the time too. So I got a dad, mom, and my dad is pretty much in jail, I guess, or might be like a year or two later. I don't know, but around the same time. Then I get to these different places, right? So I'm not learning anything. I'm just going different places. So this is a child still don't have the brain. So I don't have the dad or the mom, right? And the reason why I'm bringing this up so I can just show you what spirit is too. And I'm going to what you guys are talking about with the fatherhood. So I started learning off of just watching shit, you know, because I didn't have anybody to sit down and tell me about emotions and how you should feel about your mom. I didn't have anybody to tell me about any of that stuff.
Okay.
So I kind of just learned off of watching people's emotions. But for some reason, I had this real strong spirit of I like seeing people happy, even if it's not my happiness.
Yeah.
So I always had a selfless spirit. So one of the reasons why is that void of love. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to give it out because I was
feel you
never
on
given it. So I didn't have a dad. When I finally got a dad, when I finally kind of met this dude, the first thing he wanted to let me know is his disappointments.
Yeah.
We never met, never really seen me, but the first thing he wanted to let me know was his disappointments. So he did that first. The reason why he was letting me know his disappointments is because he's insecure. So he didn't want me to look at him disappointing, so he wanted to get his disappointments out first.
His disappointment's about you?
Yes.
Oh shit.
He doesn't know me at this point, but he's just disappointed already getting out of jail. So he hasn't heard anything about me or nothing, just choosing to be disappointed. So, mind you guys, I don't have a parent at this point. I don't have a mother nor father. So there's no one around to give me any one of those spiritual energies, right? I grew up just watching people and just looking at different men and women, how they interacted. So on a point what you guys are talking about, the father and the mother, right? What I've noticed from just looking, because I'm just telling you guys, I'm just looking at, I've always noticed that the way the father treats the mother is the way that the daughter is going to look at how to be treated as a woman, right? So when she sees that my father gets giddy and happy when my mom dresses like this, it could just be a nice red dress. She says, okay, cool, nice red dress. That's attention. I need to get the man who thinks that's beautiful because that's what my dad likes. And I started learning that's how people look and react. I go around people with parents and without parents, and I just study them.
Yeah.
And that was my biggest thing. That's how I learned. I learned through my father. Because that's when I started learning there has to be something more because I've been, how am I taught all this stuff and I don't have a parent?
Yeah.
So I will say the importance of parents is severe. And the importance of also teaching them the importance of, if you want to say being spiritual or God or whatever, you should also put that with you. My bad.
You already thought they might.
Yeah, my bad. It's like the fourth
The
one.
devil's a lie.
Right. You don't
So
want you to get
I'm
out.
big on what y'all said though. It's just, and I'm not disagreeing on anything. It's just, it's amazing that y'all feel that way. It actually impresses me. I love that kind of stuff. You know, even to hold the man, you know, with accountability. You know, I'm big on that shit. Say you want a dad. You know, it's true. And it does affect everything.
Yeah.
So I think that's 100% true. I'm with y'all on that.
That's dope. I didn't know that about you.
The spirituality, I'm glad you shared that, but you really got a big point because Baz said something about how she had to stop filling voids with everything else and get closer to God. So, of course, myself too, I've had to do that because a lot of people don't want to understand it, but spirituality is very important because through spirituality, you're going to find self-love.
Exactly.
Self-love, you're going to naturally not be as affected by some of the things that came into your life intentionally to destroy you. You'll be able to see through it, understand it, hope the best for that person or those things, and just try to redirect yourself so that you won't crash into it again. You get what I'm saying? But I believe God does. If you have a source of spirituality or any belief system, that does keep you in the center. You got to have some type of core, because everything else around us is very imbalanced. You know, so that's what pulls you through. God is real. I know that. So I know that has a lot to do with it. Keep your mind sane.
Praise be that way.
Wow. Nah, I've got nothing to say. I'm sorry. I'm speechless.
What? AR quiet?
Right. I ain't never seen you speechless.
Yeah, okay.
I know this random, but I look at us like wildflowers.
Yeah.
I
Like-
like when you say so.
Like wildflowers.
You look
Got
around,
to do that. Wildflowers.
Look, she's the one that look at her like wildflowers.
Cause look, like you know how you got like a regular flower, like a rose. Okay, that shit is intended to grow a certain way. It's planted out. Oh, I have a garden. Let's take this space and plant tulips and roses. But then you got out the blue, out of season, in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of this beautiful rose bush, you get wildflowers and weeds and all kinds of stuff that come up. You might have a flower that's gonna get picked up. It's considered a weed, but it's more. It got some beauty to it, or it might be just, I don't know. But I just look at it like when you come from a source of like dirt, like diamonds come from dirt. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no,
diamonds
I
come from
understand.
dirt. Everybody wants diamonds, but don't nobody want to sit down and comprehend the fact that you got to go hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles down where the hell they going to the land, mine or whatever. You know, it's dark. It's dirt everywhere, and you're so isolated from the masses. It's ridiculous. But it takes somebody with enough courage to go down there and dig your ass up. So I look at it like, you gotta dig yourself up from that hole. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. I get the whole
That's dope.
diamond wildflower.
No, I like
concept.
that.
No, that's dope.
Because I always consider myself like to go against the grain. Like,
No,
not,
like no matter how much you go through, you know you still just as worth it. Just as
absolutely.
yeah, that's how I feel. I don't care how much dirt I've been through. I know I'm still worth it.
Right, absolutely. I don't believe anybody can truly see your worth unless you can see it yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, nobody can be with you. You can't be with yourself. And I'm a testimony to this. When you be like when you with somebody, you start to see all the flaws you didn't see at first. So you got to kind of not try to focus on correcting yourself, because that's what selfishness coming at. You gotta just let them go. Like you can't try to build on yourself when you got somebody else to build on. Y'all supposed to be building on something else. You gotta let certain shit go, get over yourself. And certain shit you gotta let go. So while everybody's single and they got time to themselves and they don't have kids, this is the time to love yourself. Be selfish. So when you get a family, you let that shit go. Cause you know what I mean? Because you're just gonna pass it down.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna stop there, man. Like once again, this is my actual brother, man, and he haven't shared that story with a lot of people, so that was big to me because I didn't know when he was gonna say that shit. Like we only talked about how he felt about, you know what I mean, his mom, all of like about 2 times. And once again, we have been knowing each other our whole life, so we only had like 2 times of him expressing like how he feels. So for him to like express and choose to do it here, it just you know floored me of how serious this show is. You feel what I'm saying? We can be heard and get our trauma out here, because everybody, you know, everybody got trauma, and they just sit on it because the world say the shit normal and get through it. And so I appreciate everybody. I appreciate this show. One thing that I can say, you can find a fact, or they can agree with it or disagree with it, but nobody can fucking find anything to go against how you feel.
Right.
That's true.
No, I don't give a fuck if it sound crazy. It's how I feel, bro. So I
Right.
appreciate everybody, man. Anything anybody would like to leave out on? Anything anybody like
I've been
to say?
seeing a lot of people post, learned it in 2020. I'm going to apply it in 2021. Please just make sure you do. Don't just put
Learn
that
it.
up there.
Yeah,
Like apply it.
Learned it in 20. That is learned.
That's what I said. Learned it. I'm like,
I know
learn
I'm
what?
gonna be the smartest nigga in 2021.
I'm like, whatever you
Learned
learned,
it.
applied it.
Oh, then what we learned it last.
I hate when people say the ED shit like that.
Is that what I said though? Learned it?
Learned it.
Oh, learned
So many
it.
people, well, no offense, I didn't even know you said that, but so many people
No,
do that.
all offense. No, I'm just-
No, I mean, I didn't
Like, I
even
helped it. I helped it him yesterday.
But you know what I feel like?
Helped it.
You get so, like, you get defensive when I pick on you about your stuttering.
Oh, me?
Yes, and then you stay calling me
Nah,
out.
I
And
don't
you
get
want,
mad at you people.
You be
I say.
stuttering?
I'm mad.
You
at
don't
she
hear.
act like-
You don't
I'll
hear.
be here next week now that you
She
said
be-
something.
She be acting like it's new every time. Like she look.
Cause I forget that
Hey,
you do,
bro.
and it's cute.
I've been stuttering for 30 years. Don't you act new now.
I didn't know.
I've only known you a fraction of that time.
I be getting mad when I stutter and pull. I be like, you know better.
I used to love when we used to serve.
You know better.
I used to be at the table because he'd be a character, but if he couldn't get it out, he would just, I'm gonna be back. And he would walk off and then go do something and come
I
back
just
bring it
leave.
Don't feel bad.
No. I don't feel.
He don't feel bad. That's the thing.
Listen, I've been with this nigga for 30 years.
Okay.
I know this nigga.
Yeah.
When the weather changed, I just start stuttering. I'm
Yeah.
not nervous.
Yeah.
People think I be nervous. I'm the least nervous nigga ever.
Don't feel bad. I talk fast. Like sometimes if I talk too fast, like every word runs
Yeah, you
together,
do.
and I
Especially
can't
with
pronounce shit. It sounds like I'm retarded as hell. Like I can't say shit right. But I'm trying to. My brain is going like, and my
melody,
mouth
yes.
trying to catch up with it. And now you sitting there like, what the hell you
get
talking
passionate,
about?
I
When
be
I get
trying not to be
passionate,
scared,
like you
yeah.
don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
And
You,
Bane be like,
you be like, shit just go. You be like, what the fuck she's talking about? So I get it.
I'm gonna pull that episode when you was standing next to me because you was so pissed at me. You weren't even looking at me. You was like, nah. I was like, bruh, she mad at me.
You talking about
me
the
or
janitor
that?
episode?
Yeah, she was like,
And I said, I'm feeling uncomfortable. I don't really want to sit by Daily. She might shoot me.
I thought I was finna get stabbed at any
I need to
moment.
go back and look at that episode.
No, you don't.
And then he said, stop being tense. Relax your shoulders. Go sitting like this.
She sitting there
He was like,
waiting for the.
and then he said, stop being tense. I said, let me finish.
I said, bro, I was like,
My neck, girl, my neck was actually hurting. I was tense as fuck. I felt everything kids say go from my neck to up here. Like, I just started turning to the Hulk, like veins. Girl, I was hyperventilating and shit. I was all over the place.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Hey, if a woman crosses her legs after she started talking, this ain't no she pissed.
She pissed
Look,
off.
Small. Said this
Yeah.
nigga mad.
Yeah.
I said, kid,
Yeah.
end the show.
That is so true.
Kid came right back. Women are like custodians. Ah,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
Nigga, I'm not a janitor.
Hey, that was the most epic thing you could have said all 2020. You said some women are janitors, but like to solely consider refer
Which is
themselves
real.
as
That's a real
custodians.
statement.
I need to go back and watch
You gotta go watch
that
the
episode.
old one.
It's like-
That's the end of this one. Kid was saying you're concerned with the title. It's the same job.
Oh.
So he was saying being a wife is not free. I can't just marry somebody for free. I have to provide. I have to do stuff what they like. I have to, you know what I mean? Like I have to pay bills and all that stuff. I have to pay. And if you're a prostitute, I have to pay.
Right.
And even though the titles are different, it's the same job.
I don't take offense to that.
Okay,
I always
that's what
said
he
leave the
said.
money on the dresser.
You know,
That's what he was saying.
I promise you, if you was doing that day, you would have been standing up on top of this table ready to bash him in the head with this shit right
No,
here.
but you know what's so funny? I've always told guys that I end up like that try to date me and it just don't work out.
Yeah.
Don't try to date her.
If it does come up, that I had one guy ask me, he was like, "Would you rather me pay now or pay later?" I was like, "Pay later." I said it's gonna cost way more later. Okay, now it's a bargain.
Fire!
Hold on, what you talking about pay later? Like,
Yeah, pay later. Like
date?
no, like.
He's saying, do I need to pay now, pay later? So basically,
Like, do you want all the money up front? Like, you want to go to the nice restaurants? You want all the stuff
Oh.
up front, or do you take it later? And I'm like,
Wow.
no, I want to take it later because it's gonna be far more expensive later.
and that's
Oh.
the difference. A
So
stripper,
you was being nice.
Basically, if you is a prostitute, you just getting your money now
Right.
and getting the fuck on. If I marry you, basically I'm paying later. I'm on installments, is what my guy was saying. Basically, I'm putting the vagina on.
So y'all saying
payment plan.
Applebee's before Papados, basically.
No, you're saying that because you're basically doing what he's doing. I'm not pissing you off no more. That's why you keep getting pissed off because
I'm not mad.
you giving us small things to choose from. Like
Yeah.
dumb
Because she
men,
said pay
we
later.
choose.
You remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying pay
So
later,
either
like
I
take
can
a
pay
lighter
you,
date.
Either I can pay you now,
Right.
which may be the money now, but the money's not as much as it's going to accumulate
Okay.
to. Or when I marry you, I'm paying installments.
It's more so like, what do you value? Do you
Okay.
value the status now? Do you want to be taking pictures of all the gifts that he got you? Do you want to like be,
Oh,
okay, okay.
showing
I pay for
off?
it now.
You want to go on these trips, like
Okay.
with these men that's not your husband. You know what I mean?
Right.
He ain't got no commitment to that. He
Nah,
can leave.
you're right. Yeah. I don't want nobody. I don't give a fuck about taking you on no
So
trip.
you're a janitor that want to be called a custodian.
Nah.
So that's what.
I ain't nothing
Okay.
shit.
That was the whole point.
I ain't
It's the
wiping
same
nothing.
job. It just requires one you get to go to school for. the other one.
But see, no, I want to be a janitor. It's called a sanitation engineer.
Exactly.
It's the highest level.
It's the highest level. The same job. It's the same job.
Y'all some sanitation engineer ass motherfuckers. Cause what about the dudes that fuck for food cause they can't cook?
Those are called hobosexuals.
Hold on, pause.
You got dudes out here that ain't got no money. They be want gas money and stuff. They be
You're
want
not
these
finna
cougars.
make nobody believe.
So is a
that
guy, a
Daily-
young guy who
Hey,
fucks
bro.
a cougar is an engineer.
Keep it on her. Keep it on her.
If you
Keep it
fuck
on
a
her.
cougar, if you
Hey,
are
yo,
a guy, you
keep
fuck
it on her.
a cougar, you are a
Hey
sanitation
guys,
engineer.
you guys see Daily.
So
If you guys see
might be a
Daily.
sanitation engineer.
If you're
and
trying,
you might be one.
if you're trying to make me
All
believe
y'all.
this, if you're trying to make me believe, and you keep it on Daily, if you're trying to make me believe that this young lady is paying a nigga in burgers to sleep with her.
I'm not paying nobody in shit.
Exactly. So I can't be in that category.
I'm not a cougar.
No, what I'm saying is, a man is rarely men that's out there selling dick.
It's a lot of men selling dick. I know a lot of them.
Niggas is like a bad woman, the woman that's worth the wife. The dick free, it comes with it.
Dick free and
Dick
it comes.
is included.
It's like a Happy Meal.
It's a Happy Meal.
Right, but okay.
The vagina's not included. We can be friends that I pay
What?
all the time.
Yes.
It's not included.
Yeah,
Yes.
vagina is not included unless she's a sanitation engineer.
Yo, I had another dude tell me one time. He was like, I feel like we going on dates. He said, but I'm not getting any closer.
Ain't no closer.
And I was like, I didn't know this was a date. And he was like,
What?
oh. I was like, you never said how you felt. He was like, oh, I want to date you. I was like, okay, well, this is not working because I don't want to date you. I thought we was friends.
I just told the nigga took his food right out your mouth.
Yeah.
Open up.
But that is true. Men do say that. Somebody said that to me before.
What?
I feel like I'm not getting any closer with you.
Facts.
What date is this now? What is this? What's that?
I'm like, make your intentions known.
Get closer. That what the fuck was
Right, that's what we doing.
I thought you just like here.
I think that might be the retarded side of me. It's just I'm just so blunt that I just
we
specifically say it.
I appreciate
I'm
that.
very
Please.
blunt,
But that's good though. We
Yeah,
need more men like
like
that.
that,
Fucking
yeah.
world.
Whatever,
would just
Daily and
Yeah.
Bass.
No, because it wasn't asked like that. It was like, hey, what you doing? Nothing? You want to go eat something? Okay, cool. That's a
A
date.
man will sit there and be in love and make a bitch feel like he hated her.
You gonna get a
And
text
he
message?
mad. And he
Damn,
mad
that's
when she gonna get another nigga. I love you, nigga. You never said
Nothing.
nothing.
Exactly.
Treat me like it.
I would not disagree with
You know I'm right. It's
fire.
I'm gonna send you a picture
All right.
in my phone of a dry mustache and beard.
You gotta be
Understand
blunt.
the point.
You gotta be blunt and thorough, transparent. Otherwise,
I don't get how
you're gonna do
niggas
like what she
dating
said.
women and they don't know that they're dating. Like, he don't give up no compliment.
Yeah.
Nigga, stop complimenting your friends. That's why it get confusing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shoot somebody.
That's what you get
compliment.
friends
on.
You coming in, hey, nice jeans. Nice jeans.
Yeah.
Hey, nice jeans. Hey, I want to take you out because you got nice
No,
jeans.
no,
Come on,
talking
nigga.
about the compliments don't even be that generic. It be like,
No.
you are an extraordinary woman. Such,
Yeah.
such, and I'm like, but you done said that about 3, 4, 5 people, so I don't know
Yeah,
I'm supposed to be
yeah.
special.
You
He
don't
sound
be
like he from
knowing.
Buckhead.
That shit don't mean nothing. Any dude that give out extra
He
compliments
sound
and shit
like
up
he from
front,
Donald
you don't
Glover
never
Atlanta.
know.
East Atlanta.
No, Donald Glover Atlanta is that fake Atlanta where niggas say shoddy like that.
Yeah, ain't gonna know about no shoddy.
Yeah. We
No.
don't say that.
We
Yeah,
say
for real,
shouty.
Shouty.
Hey, shouty.
I was about to go to the store, shotty. Had a 40 shotty.
Oh, no.
A cold 40.
Shoddy. What the hell is a shoddy?
If you look at the show, that's how every supposed Atlanta nigga
That
talk.
should be our next topic. How to recognize when you in the friend zone and how to get out of it, if you can.
Ooh, I'm gonna put it on.
But most people know when they in the
No,
damn
no,
friend zone.
no.
We
don't
can't get into it.
Okay, we ain't gonna get into it. We're
They
gonna
was
try.
about to give it.
I
Not for
forgot
them
the show
niggas.
over.
She said the show.
Oh, baby, over.
I wanna say something.
I'm finna go there.
I know you are. We're gonna end the show.
Cause I love putting people in the friend
Yo,
zone.
thank y'all for watching. You say you love putting people in the friend
I'm,
zone?
I'm
Don't
friend
round
zone.
up.
I'm friend zone. Shout it.
Daily, take us out.
All right.
Savage Daily.
All right then, y'all. It been real. So y'all stay real and make sure that you move on in 2021 with all great intentions.
Daily, I can sum your whole close out with a whoop. Cause that's exactly
Shit, I already know what you had to say.
whoop. All right, man.
You ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get the hell up out of here.
Yeah, we used it on end shows weird, but
That was
Well.
weird.
Well,
Well, it's over, folks.
Well.
That's it. That's
yeah,
what they
you,
said.
yeah, you lose some, you win.
Cut the camera off. No, I'm just kidding.
So I need to do like an ending show practice. I don't know how to end no show.
Yeah.
I'm more good with starting it.
You did great, started.
great show, guys.
He should probably just turn the music on a lot faster. So you probably should turn the music on a lot faster.
But the way I ended it would be just, we will find a way to make it funny. Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I didn't end it right, but.
No, I like the way. Yeah,
Oh,
this was
okay.
cool. Yeah.
I just made fun.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's cool.
Hey, yo, we tried it out.
I was so mad when my phone died.
Oh, really?